Welcome back, or welcome, friends, curiosity seekers, and connoisseurs of fantasy. If you've been with us here in these parts before, you know that we don't muck about, and I won't. Let's just dive right into it. So we have our lovely Weisa here. Oh yes, and of course the candle. The candle of tales. The candle of tales must be lit.
Don't take this from me.
Take it. This is my only job.
You had one job, Anika. So
The beacons are lit.
Weisa, why don't you catch our friends, our faraway friends who are using their clairvoyance to come back to the shenanigans of the Fellowship up to speed.
So a journal entry from Weisa. This journey back to Juramentum is bringing up all sorts of memories for me. I look at these refugees and see myself. All of us ripped from the root of our lives due to others' carelessness, unconsciousness, inconceivable greed. It's dizzying to really look at, and yet I can tell they know something better awaits them. I see it in their stride and how they receive Titus's words. And yet the loss is still huge. I see the children look to me for reassurance that all will be well, that this nightmare is really some kind of stroke of luck. So I smile and I play with them, similar to how Publia smiled and played with me in the days of my own escape. How those days would have gone without her humor and confidence, I do not know. Publia gave me freedom in so many ways. Freedom to live a life beyond the oppression of my mother, of course, but also freedom to process the horror in my own time. Seeing the people of Pollux, I realize I'm still processing it, although 3 winters have passed. They will do fine, as I have done fine. They will grow stronger, as I have grown stronger. The children will raise themselves, and they will come to love Juramentum. At least they have each other, whereas I only have myself to remind me of where I come from. Never matter. It's hard to not want to slice the heads of the cowardly nobility. How little I think of them and how righteous their downfall truly is. I wouldn't mind being a part of it. In fact, I would quite enjoy it. And isn't it incredible? I'm feeling some sort of empathy for the creature that we decimated outside the bog. It appears he too had been grappling with his own version of oppression. From what exactly, I am unsure. How bewildering, though, to taste this beast's blood and feel his profound rage echo through me, all to realize that it mirrors the rhythm of my own. I know we still have some trekking to do before we hit the walls of Juramentum, but how freeing those walls feel right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I believe we had some business left over from last session.
We did.
I believe we had a medicine roll to make, and yeah, let's go ahead and start there.
So I will walk up to you after you bellow for me. And
Marcus! Can you help? Can you do what you did earlier?
I can try. It was my first time. I'm not even sure it will work again, but sure. And I'm going to hold my hand out and try to recreate some of that flame and fire that I was feeling the first time.
You feel nothing but subtle prickles.
Turn around real fast.
Turns
I'm gonna
around.
look at the wound itself.
You have not seen its like before.
Are there any
Flat out.
any gashes on it, or
It's not. I mean, your character's familiar enough with trauma that any sort of slash or laceration or puncture wound, avulsion, etc., you would be able to categorize. You're looking at this, and last session, Randy, you had asked me whether or not it looked like a tree after lightning bolt does not.
Is it singe? Is it cauterized? What's...
You can't see it. You just know that it. You just know that took you down to half hit points, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it
A little less than half.
it freaking hurts.
Yeah.
You can feel the pain radiating off. Now that the battle high is coming down and you're not scrambling for your life, you can feel the pain, Corey. Just thrumming.
Can't you do something?
I can put a poultice on it. Maybe Alba has something as well for
You got some pitch moss, at least?
I might.
I think we have some. I think the Someone brought it.
We do, Sergeant. The Corporal Salai says, looks to his sergeant. Emilius nods, and he.
You know how to use Petch Moss?
Do I? Because I do have medicine. I have had herbalism training through.
Yeah, so Petch Moss for you would be a rare treat in Pollux. It's kind of like a wonder. It's kind of like a wonder herb to your eyes. Y'all who are native to Juramentum are spoiled. You don't even know the abundance that you're. Well, actually, now you, having left, now you do, because there's a marked paucity of herbs and other natural resources, and being in the bog, that hasn't let up. But yeah,
You've used
so
it?
you do.
Yes, it's quite rare where we're from, but I can. Yes.
Who's our normal combat healer?
Salai.
Salai, can you please apply that?
What?
Yep. You just haven't used it before. He's
I
an
didn't
expert
say
with it.
that. I said it was rare, not that I'd never used it before.
Oh.
But while we're on that topic, you realize that whatever I'm going through right now, be it something mystical, be it a one-time thing, I do appreciate what you have all done for us. But don't call my name and snap your fingers like I'm a dog to come on over and dress your wounds. I will, because that's what I do. It's what my wife does. But maybe just understand that this is a gift from Thorn, and I can't just rustle it up on command. With love.
But no, I mean,
Neither did I.
Literally over here conjures like this shadowy, like surrounding of I don't know.
Shadow armor.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And yeah. So when Katrin over here produces light all the time, but she fiddles with it, so I figured maybe that's what you do.
I understand, and I appreciate that again. I'm not mad. I'll just like to set the tone that this is kind of like a miracle from what I heard. So let's just take a time and a breath. I know that there's been a bunch going on. And for that, I do really appreciate that.
Who do you... I'll look at your... Who does he worship? What light?
You look, it's the seventh light. Hearth and home.
Luathon.
I do.
Quaelathon.
Quilthon.
Lord of Light.
Earth and home?
Indeed.
That makes a lot of sense. You're a family man.
I am.
Are you still going to be wanting this Petch Moss, Sergeant?
Please.
All right. He crunches it to activate it.
I'll step back and allow him to do his thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up as well.
Sure.
Because you called me before.
He did.
And I want to roll to see what hit. I want to see what hit him.
Okay.
Or if I can deduct what sort of magic hit him.
Do you want to get there before the corporal starts changing the scene of the crime?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
all right.
running.
Go ahead and make 2 rolls. Actually, make an investigation roll and then make an arcana roll.
Crit.
On the investigation?
Alrighty.
Hello.
Continuing from last week.
Okay, hold on.
I see it. It's
You
true.
all have seen that she hasn't touched this because there was a suspicious amount of.
I love the
20s.
suspicion.
Okay.
It
all
is
right.
a 20, I swear.
The other half of this campaign is going to be rough.
Oh God, we're all
No,
lucky now.
no. It's good. It's just good vibes. You guys are just going to be critting left and right when you're fighting the baddies. All right.
25 in total.
Right. So you can actually dispense with the Arcana check then. So you're looking at it. It takes you a moment to resolve it. You start running through the schools. Of will working. You're well aware of them, even if you're not a practitioner yourself yet. You have the theoretical knowledge. And this is a weird one, but it does. I mean, with that roll, it's going to resolve, and you realize that you're looking at.
Welcome to the Darkeport sideboard, everybody. If anybody's enjoying this music, check out Steve Gurns. We have Darkeport's entire soundtrack available on YouTube, also on his website for purchase if you'd like to use this website and his music for your own homebrew game.
Also,
That's amazing.
Buy
Both
one
of those
these.
pieces.
Yes, that second part. Is it just?
So it's not hermetic.
Oh, okay.
Because remember how you saw that was distinctly apart from what you do.
Yes.
So it still falls
So it's
under.
similar to
Yes.
that.
Yep.
Okay.
But that version of it.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, oh man, it's hurting. How long is it going to take, Katrin? Oh.
How long does it take? I don't know how long it takes to heal that.
Can the corporal apply the mossy?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Please, corporal.
I'm done.
And okay, so you get back.
Watch that side.
He's pretty competent at what he does. He takes his sting out. He takes his sting off. You get 1 hit point back.
It's a little better.
It does numb it a bit. You know, you can feel from how your back is responding that you're still damaged, that you're not going to be moving quite the same way. And like I said before, your mind immediately goes to needing to make field repairs to the armor because you've got a big old hole in the back that somebody could exploit. But other than that, you are still functional. Like you could still scout if you needed to.
All right.
If I were to give him stinky water, would it do anything for hit points or just make him feel better?
If it had enough time to work, it would.
I mean, we're going to be out here a while.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to throw stinky water at you. Please catch it.
Yeah. I'm not
Oh my
gonna, with the 20 decks, I'm not going to make you roll for that.
Do I know what this is?
yeah.
From
You can smell it.
it's even in the vial, you could probably smell it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's homemade by Figulus. You'll love it.
of course it is. Smell.
Just drink it.
Tastes like his personality.
Okay. Yeah, it's nasty. It's bitter and a little bit
Figulus
of.
special here.
Well, I don't want to make any audience member listening to this sick, but yeah, it's bad. And
Not great.
that's going to be.
Thank you, I think.
I think you're welcome. I hope that's what that was.
That'll be a while, but yeah, you can feel it. You know that it's kind of landed true, Corey, because as it hits the back of your throat, it burns, goes down, has a weight that a normal liquid wouldn't, and then you do feel the warmth begin to slowly diffuse out throughout your system, and you know this is going to take about a torch to have full effect.
It's nighttime right now, right?
Yeah, now it is. Yeah, it's full on. We're past twilight now, because the whole ruckus started at twilight. So now we're well into evening. Sun is set, all of that.
Where's Titus at?
I'll start walking up, and I'm just going to be like kind of cleaning off my sword with the blood of that, and I'm going to have that head, next to me, and then the bag of heads, and be like, Marcus Wood, come with me. Kind of walk away a little bit.
You could take a look back at the kids, make sure they're all set.
Okay, your wife looks at you questioningly.
I don't think you should do what you did for that girl until we reach the walls of Juramentum and have a little bit more safety. There's going to be a lot more people that want to use that. And I know that Merrick obviously would have appreciated it if you could have. But I think it would put a big target on your back. I can protect you.
I'm inclined to agree with you, my lord.
That and more of a macabre question for you. And I'm going to take out that bag of heads that was on and be like, do you recognize any of these men or women?
Start gingerly touching the heads to see if there's any that I recognize from Pulux.
From Pulux, no. You do recognize one of the traders who would come up and down.
Oh, poor man.
And yeah, you remember he would bring. He was a jolly fellow, kind of heavy set, and he would always be trying to sell y'all Leptis Terriers,
which
you couldn't afford.
Which direction when he came did he come from?
Oh, the last time that you saw it's been a minute since you've seen him, so that information would necessarily be helpful. He was coming from the north for what it's worth, but that was a while. That was moons ago.
Well, I know him. The others I don't. This was a trader. Been quite a few moons since he's been with us. He was well logged, well received.
That head is the freshest, by the way.
Well, you deserve a proper burial. You guys still have that shovel I gave you?
Of course.
Give it to me. And I'll start digging and be like, I'll start digging and then I'll be like, save.
The trowel.
Yep.
That oddly alien feeling, cold, always cold trowel, even at high sun. Okay. So the dirt parts effortlessly. How deep do you want to bury the heads, Donnie?
3 feet.
3 feet. Okay, pretty good. So no animals are going to get to them. All right.
I figured by the river
On
would
the
be
bog
soft
side too, right? We're still on the bog side.
You're at that weird halfway house between bog and proper forest. Yeah. Once you cross those bridges, the rickety bridges that were there that are kind of submerged into this weird knot sand, then you'll be officially past the bog.
Okay.
You're burying them though right where you're at.
Yeah, it would be somewhere simple under a tree. Something.
Okay. A few of your kith, actually, I think I'm going to start calling them. So not your direct family, but the villagers. A few of the other villagers, like the two tough brothers who had gone with each other, Agrippa and Nonus. They come up. Your men instinctively shift, but don't block them. They're protective of you.
Oh, yeah.
And these two more dowdy-looking villagers come up. Agrippa says, "It's Domini, right?"
Lord Titus, Domini.
Sorry, we want much help.
I don't expect you to help. I expect you to live.
I
Stay
expect
back with the men.
They look at each other, and as the younger brother shakes his head. Understood, sir. That's Lord or Domini? Oh, right. Understood, Domini.
That's better. Yeah, then Marcus, if you'd say a prayer over the. I'm going to go back, and I'll kind of bury them up, stay with you for the prayer, and then kind of head out.
The younger brother, his eyes are fixed. He's still about 25 winters, so he's fighting prime. His eyes just stay fixed where you would put the heads, and he doesn't say anything for a while. Okay.
Most of you all never knew you, but the Lord of Lore has laid a path before you, and he's called you home. Go with pride and understand your toil is done. You're free. And just move along there.
All right.
I want to talk to Donnie and Merrick and walk up to Lord Titus here. Domine.
How are you feeling, Titus?
Better, but yeah, I think Figless stinky water will help soon enough.
That's good.
I'm concerned about the village, Pollux, and the Utini are heading down there. What's to happen of those innocent villagers that stayed and the slaves that did not have a choice?
We can only help what we can. We're stretched as thin as we are already, Merrick.
Do you think we can drop them off at Memoria and return and hopefully maybe save a few?
I don't think it would A, be welcome, to B, be wise. Don't worry, friend. We'll go back. It's just now, it's not a good
I
idea.
owe some potentially who are still living my life. It's an honor thing with me.
But would you throw it away? If, just in case? We could barely survive one. We don't even know how many they had. And I don't know if you noticed, but it looked as though the magistrate of Pollux was keen to fight. I think we'd be welcome either way.
And if it's worth anything, that's what I just call out. If it's worth anything, I don't know that me kin would do very well being left wherever you want to leave us.
Oh, we would have you escorted from Memoria. I know many there. Back to
I know no
Juramentum.
We're not going to leave your kin. Or you. I'm sorry, Merrick. That's my word.
So you dig in. You dig in for the night. You'd already started to throw up barriers and sharpened sticks when before this started, but now you have a bit more leisurely you can afford a more leisurely pace. Is there anything before we press on? Is there anything in particular that the other characters want to do?
Yeah, I think at this point, Nilishli is going to seek Weisa and Katrin.
Okay.
She wants counsel. So where are they from me? Are we all still quite close to each other?
Pretty close. I mean, naturally, after the violence was over, you actually from that point, I don't know that Nilishli would have been particularly interested in what was going on over here. So this might have been happening concurrently with all that.
Okay.
So you probably just immediately got to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weisa, Katrin. I need to talk about something. There was a vision that came to me right after the scene of battle. My mistress came to me and she told me that whatever we were fighting were not from her, were not created from her. And I need to understand what could have created such a thing as we fought.
Adrian, what do you say?
Would she have known what created that thing? Because it was a wildly massive Utini. And it's different from anything that she's ever seen, so I don't know if there's...
So I'll let you make, here's how I'm going to handle it. As is my wont, I like to see how the conversation goes and kind of where the intellectual attention is. Your character has tremendous intellectual firepower, but it depends on where you bring it to bear. Go ahead and make an opening preliminary history roll,
Okay.
and I can tell you, yeah, we'll see, run off of that.
10?
10. So with just a casual sweep, it does, I mean, this is not hard, Anika. The battle between the massive chieftain, 30 winters back, and Titus Invictus, the old lion, who is still, he's in the 77th winter now, but he's still the Lord of Juramentum. And still feared, even toward the very end of his run. So you know that massive Utini like that are not unheard of, but they always have a significant part to play in that culture, which prides itself on, among other things, physical prowess. And the chieftain, as I said last episode, the thing that you fought did not, even though it was huge, it did not appear to be in its fighting prime yet. Like as big as the tusks were, you know that the chieftain was even larger, more powerful. The tusks were even more developed, like that. It was probably another 1.5 foot larger than what you fought, and at least another 100, maybe 150 pounds heavier than what you fought. So quite a bit.
Okay.
So that comes to mind, and yeah, do what you want with that.
And we also still have its head.
You do. You severed the head. What are you currently doing with the head?
I just left it by the camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we may the head may or may not be taking a grisly journey up north with us. All right, to be determined.
I'm throwing a blanket over that head, though.
So the kids. Well, of course your 10-year-old boy. You know what he's going to do, Randy. He goes up and he takes a stick, and while you were busy, he was poking at the. Make a perception roll. Make a childcare roll. And let me see. Your wife aids you, gives you the aid action, so you get to roll with advantage.
Nice.
Okay. Perception for that one is 14.
14. Okay.
And for 14.
14. All right.
What are the odds?
So 1, but so 14.
Okay. So yeah, you're talking. As soon as you turn around, you see him. And then he brandishes the stick and he goes up to one of the Myrmidons and pretend like he's a Myrmidon and protect.
I'll motion towards his mother, but if they're fine with it, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. You throw a blanket over the head. Go ahead.
Maliciously, I'm not sure creation-wise where they come from, but I just know from Figulus that a century ago they came to these lands and they just never left, and they're treating it like this is their land.
Do we know where they came from?
I don't.
Okay, this is part of something continued, and I don't quite understand yet where this leads, but I need to sit and ask for guidance from my creatrix.
Maliciously, I'm feeling quite violent. Do you mind if we could do a little bit of sparring before sleep tonight?
Aye, Weisa. Sparring has never sounded so good.
Just gonna slowly back. No thanks.
And we can also talk to Tezcatli as we battle. And I just don't know if words are going to get to it right now.
Aye. What weapon of choice?
I get out my staff.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt you, but I'm feeling quite aggressive.
As Cotley like pulls out her sickle.
Deliciously,
Won't hurt
yeah.
me. Sorry.
That'd be badass.
She's here!
She made it, guys.
Deliciously like pulls out her sickle and she's like, "You will not hurt me, child."
Oh. I wouldn't dare. And then I just say we go for it
Okay.
all the way.
Katrin's gonna sit on a rock and eat a snack and watch. That's all she's gonna do.
Little popped corn,
Oh, yeah.
that you're eating. Just make a general attack roll with the sickle. Make a general attack roll with the staff. I want to see if you can range her out. She's a lot stronger than you, but I want to see if you can range her out with the staff or not. If she gets
I
inside.
don't know what the staff pointage would be. I just rolled a 10.
10.
I rolled a 10.
Ooh, equal.
I actually think you guys are pretty equal on that because actually, yeah, that's funny. You are. All right. Well, there you go.
We're
That
equal
sounds
on
like
that?
a good fun.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, so you're chasing.
That's
See, you're continually trying to keep the larger, stronger opponent at bay, and also trying to like trip her and just basically kind of misdirect her. That's how you fight, and you're constantly trying to chase after this devious little creature who's running around, who gets you to step into little mud holes and is taking advantage of the fact that it's dark. So if she finds like a root sticking out before you, she'll act like the root isn't there because your deception is also part of your fight. You've done that quite a bit, but you're finding you can keep pace with her, but it's a very different sort of adversary from what you're used to. Because remember, you've been brawling, you've been sparring with the Myrmidon, and you've been taking hits, and everyone has remarked on how durable you are. Like, it's kind of scary that you can take the blows that you can. That's not the test with her, though. The test with her is getting her pinned down to where you can put your power on her, and she's not. So it's right there.
I feel like at a certain point she would just be like chasing her and laughing, like, "Human! No more of this trickery!"
Octavia comes up and, can I try?
Nilishly is gonna slowly drop the sickle, look at Octavia, and she goes, "Aye, child, come here."
Yeah. She comes over. Her father looks over there and just kind of shrugs. It's like, yeah, it's fine that she's going to this moon-skinned, really weird thing, and he adapts pretty quickly. She joyously scampers over to you.
Child, what weapons do you know?
A sling
It's a good place to start.
for Arpesia.
Have you rocks?
There's a rock. And she goes over to kind of gropes. It's dark. She must have pretty good night vision, because the rock was not immediately apparent to you. So she has to grope a bit, but she gets a hold of the rock and kind of proudly shows it to you.
Good. Weisa, stand over there.
This is fun.
Let's do it.
This is the best.
Weisa, you will see if you can dodge the rock. Octavia, you will see if you can fire the rock.
Oh, to the pretty lady though.
It's all right. It's fine. Actually, do your best. Get me.
The first attempt is kind of pathetic, and then she's like, "No, I can do better. I can do better." She runs, she gets it, and she's gonna try to beat me on the second attempt.
Go for it.
Oh my god.
It is with disadvantage because that's too bad. Okay, the first one would have gotten you. So, are you being? How compliant are you being?
Honestly, I just feel like Weisa wants to get a little like hurt or like isn't upset to get hurt. So she'll like lean in a little bit, or she's not trying to one up the kid.
I'm gonna because of that. I'm actually gonna let her cancel out the advantage and disadvantage.
Go for it.
So she hits, and it's like it's not it doesn't get you in the eye or anything, but yeah.
Hi,
Good one.
Octavia. Well done, child.
I nudge Servillia. Look at you. Look at your daughter.
That came from me, that did.
Did. I'm so proud of you.
And I wish your mother was here.
Always do too.
And Octavia's like, I did that. I can hit things.
Yes, you can.
And you see that
Amen.
that light kind of go on in the little eyes, even in the dark. Okay. So that goes on. As you're coming down, man, Tatiana, you're that's very in tune, because you're kind of in my head about some of the steps that needed to happen. That's good. So yeah, as you kind of get this nervous bodily energy out, where you're not going to be cerebral while you're just out of this violence, you're becoming more familiar with mayhem, with physical altercations, but you are not inured yet to the horrors of it, and you're still a far ways, and you're still only 14 winters, and you have had some hardcore training at this point, but still not there's no substitute for the real McCoy. So in that context, go ahead and make a religion roll as you start to feel some of your nervous energy just bleed out.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it really.
Y'all.
Was it a 1 or a 20?
It's a 20.
It's a 20.
Goodness.
Well, you move that little. I'm only going to do this one more time. Yeah. Okay. All right.
No one's gonna believe us.
Well, no, because some of the feedback from the last session was like there were a suspicious amount of crits
need to
going
roll
on.
after.
Like,
That corner. Something in that corner.
Well, he was banging them out too.
Yeah.
I've got none.
You got one quick. Yeah, I think you got at least one as well. So.
Ridiculous 20s.
What is going on at this end?
Aw.
This session, you'll get it. It's fine.
It spreads.
Wonder Twin powers.
It's contagious. Yeah.
What happens is, as you're in that liminal space between awake and asleep, you know that you're as safe as you can be out here in the field. You know that, as your mentors taught you, safety is an illusion, but at the same time, this is as secure as one gets. You feel the other people around you, of course, and because of what your character is, you smell them too. You smell both the physical exertion, you smell the various emotions that are mingling, you can smell the relief that's beginning to ease up as the physical danger, but also just the sheer psychic pressure of being in Pollux under assault for 3 days and 3 nights is beginning to wane. And you know that the people of Pollux are going to, sleep like the dead tonight. They need to. You feel a presence off in the distance. Everything's very still in the bog now. The animals even seem to hush in respect. The water stops trickling. So you know you're under the lake. But you have your wits about you. This is not a herb-induced vision. You're still fully there. You've never actually achieved this state before with your full conscious faculties, online. What do you want to? So you're lying. What do you want to? Lying down. Which weapon does? I know she sleeps with a weapon out in the field. Which weapon is she sleeping with in hand?
The hatchet.
The hatchet. Okay. And where's the dagger with the special sauce?
It's right nearby.
Okay. Do you sleep wearing it on one side? Or do you have that, or do you take that belt off?
I take it off, but it's right next to me. I can very easily just clip it right back on.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you feel the presence behind you, and the reason you know that you're under the lake right now is because in this liminal kind of mystical space is because none of the other people around you are reacting. And there's no way that if this was happening in the solid world, that they wouldn't be reacting to her presence. You feel a little shiver, gets colder.
Who's there?
You have to ask. I'm surprised.
tread, Mother?
No. But close.
Oh. Mother.
No, but close. Ask your question.
Why are you here?
You called? Yeah, have you turned to face her now? Or are you still kind of speaking with your back to her on your side in the...
I'll slowly turn,
Right.
gripping my belt.
She's in the backdrop, and Tatiana, as you're looking at her, you're not seeing the bog, you're not seeing the river, you're not seeing the moon, the bright moon. You instead see your character doesn't have any words for this, but you're seeing these great pieces of landscape that are almost like water that has somehow been captured. And behind her, the cold radiates off of her. It's frigid indeed. You're far enough away that you're not caught in it. You're not going to be harmed, but you can feel that coolness, the intense cold, kind of wafting across the bog toward you. You can't really make her out either. She's wreathed in shadow, and yet you know exactly where she's at. You do not know this aspect of me. Only my creation does.
Nalishli. I feel there's things I need to know, things I need to see.
You are a small thing, and you tire swiftly. Ask with precision. And it's almost as though her words speak that into existence. You can feel the cold starting to seep into you.
Who is that woman behind the beast?
Not one of mine.
What does she want? What is she up to?
Some of us care much more than others, little one. To me, as I am. When she moves, there's some sort of web that ripples around her, not of a spider's make, but of the same weird, tinkling alien to you, tinkling suspended water, solidified water, almost like a great shawl behind her. For me, winter comes, winter goes, men are born, men die. It's all the same. For him, up north, those are his pride. They follow him far more adroitly than man, or Kithki, or any of the other things down south. You think of this as the north. It is not. Their name, you can find yourself, but their intent should be clear. Their lessers escaped them a century ago. Now they reassert themselves.
Utini.
They assert themselves over the Utini once more. But you already knew this. Yes, you did. You tasted his blood. When she laughs, it actually makes you ache and hurt a little bit. And you realize, because you did crit, that part of the reason that you can't see her, that you can't fully resolve her, is that to fully resolve this aspect of Tezcatli is to be dead as immortal. There is no contending against this or fully understanding it. It's not your time. I shall take my leave soon.
At any point of this, does Nilishly feel Tezcatli's presence?
Make a religion check with advantage, since she did create you.
Roll again.
Roll again.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. 18. 17.
At some point, because your con is so bloody high, you don't need as much sleep as most people do. So at some point, excuse me, you do begin to come through the layers of consciousness, and you can feel her. Although by the time you resolve that and you see this is about done, but yeah, you know, she strikes you as differently. You don't feel the ache or the pain because again, she made you. But you feel like, you know, the prickling at the back of your neck, and she had just recently been in your mind. This is unusual though, that she would manifest this much. Still not quite as much as at Aurelia's Field at your conception, but pretty. This is a lot. This is a lot. I will tell you this. I have ears who stir now for their own devices and ends. We will see what they will do and what you do with them. In fact, you will meet the mouthpiece of one very soon.
Thank you. I do not take your visitation lightly.
Nor should you. Gone. You wake up with a and you take 1 point of cold damage.
I think Nilishly.
Always a cost.
That little girl really hit you
She's
with
gonna
that
wake
rock.
up as well. Like, she was in like a partial.
Yeah. No,
Whatever.
especially with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just gonna like snap to Weisa. What did you see? Dread Mother.
Red Mother,
What did she say to you?
much. I'm cold. Nilly, can you hold me?
I'm always cold, but I'll do my best, child.
Don't call me child. I'm older than you.
Human, I should say. And then she's just gonna go up to her and put her arm in like kind of a way around her. What did she tell you? What did she say? I'm surprised she didn't make herself known to me.
Come off it, Nilly. She talks to you more than me. I guess I needed to know. It relates to my vision I had with the Utini's blood. There's something going on in the north. And it sounds like it has to do with your vision too. Something great is in the north beyond what we know. And it sounds like the powers are stirring again in a new way.
Did she say this related to the monster we fought tonight?
The woman, I think, has to do with this awakening in the north. And I guess they wield their power over the Utini. I don't have all the picture and the pieces, but she's pointing to that I know what I need to know, and I believe that.
Okay, we'll take rest now.
Thanks for the cuddle.
I'll tap on the back.
Where's Titus at night right now?
Stop it.
I'd be by the fire. You know, just kind of making sure everybody's taken care of.
Lyric walks up to you.
Sergeant.
Vale.
Sergeant.
He looks around. And Ilkana. He'll speak.
Oh, Corey, will you explain what Elikana is?
Ilkana is it's a Kathi language. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
For those viewers. I am concerned of the intent of the lady. Lady Lucretia. I am concerned that she comes from that cesspit, snake pit of Leptis Regium, and...
It's Lady Vale. Even speaking as such, should address her as such.
Lady Vale. We could be sending her the best assassin. Her intent, I don't know it other than she wants to go see her grandsire.
Well, their intent was to send priests to reason with the Utini, so I don't feel as though they're right of mind. She's given us no reason not to trust her.
That's exactly what she's given us, and that's why I'm concerned.
Why would she fight with us? There's older this than blood.
Can we do this at least? Send a runner early to talk word to your sister,
Yeah, we'll send
Olivia, and to Achilles, your grandsire's right-hand man.
They're expecting our return, and we will send an emissary forth to let them know what we're bringing, so they can prepare for provisions for all the village that we took with us.
That is wise. They may have more knowledge about her background and be able to deduct things.
I have knowledge of her background.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
I know that.
I can't look for enemies. We need all the help we can get.
Just, you never know. They are very tricky down there. The world is very tricky. They can have shadow play. They say one thing and pretend to be one thing, and then...
They have rules, so as I.
As long as we prepare and caution. Do not want your grandsire in his non-prime state to be caught off guard by what seems to be a pretty formidable opponent. She is.
It won't be.
The lady.
We'll send word ahead.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sergeant.
All right.
Thanks off.
The rest of the night, because nothing much happened. So the rest of the night goes without incident. You greet the dawn. Your most of your kith and kin are up before the dawn. Actually, even as tired as they were, it's just decades, short lifetimes of rising that, feeling that in their bodies. And the Juramentum folk get to see the Pollux folks greeting of the sun. So will you briefly describe that, Randy?
Generally, it's only been done with three of us, so the three, my brother and my sister, usually stand together. But with all of everybody else now, the kids are going to be around us as we just look towards the sun and up at it. They do some humming to themselves quietly so as not to disturb other people. But it seems that it's a song that has some kind of significance because there's parts like people are blending in and out as it goes along through. But again, it's very quiet, more of like a just between us kind of feel at this point.
At a different time, I'll ask you to sing sing the song, but not tonight.
Fair enough.
So,
How does America feel right now?
Much better. Much better. You're actually almost back into fighting shape. So you're only one. Yeah, you're only one down now. So the stinky water worked overtime. That was a pretty potent. That was a pretty potent batch.
English special.
Gotta hand it to him. Sort of knows what
Acquired
he's doing.
somehow.
Yeah. So your flesh is still kind of pink and tender, but it's intact now. It's fully intact. And because you had corporal sali on it immediately and you took the stinky water, you're not going to have to roll for infection to see if that got infected out here.
Yay!
He was careful. Yeah. He was careful because that's a real bad thing. No antibiotics, guys. And no antibiotics and no emergency surgery. So that's real bad if you have to give something go septic. And with the dawn, Adrian, the young priest who had been accompanying you, he watches this. He seems to note, not kind of furiously scribbling anything, but just he seems to write a little bit. Sighs. Kind of get this sense of, if I have a feeling your character's looking over at him.
She definitely is. I was gonna say she's creeping.
Kind of. He seems to be, actually make an insight check. Let me see if you can read his mood.
Let's see. 25.
Okay.
Some great insight, guys.
Yeah, really.
He has resigned himself to something, and with a 25, you look over to the Lady Vale. It will be clear what the insight was as I play through this scene, but your character already knows this is coming. And you also know that the reason that he's having to, with the 25, the reason that he's having to resign himself, as he looks over and he's looking at where you slept, and he looks a little bit, and then and he blushes again.
Can she actually be a little bit more stealthy? Because I want to watch him first. I don't want him to see me.
Sure, make a stealth check.
Let's do that. 'Cause I want to see what he does.
As he makes his frantic investigation roll.
It's a 20.
How?
My
what?
God.
It's all good.
That's not how those dice have always rolled when we were pre-gaming this stuff out either, so they're not rigged.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess we just
Can I
really
see
wanna
it? Is it
perform
weighted?
well.
It's not.
All right.
We all know these dice.
So no, I that one I could see from here. Oh no. Okay, so he actually starts to get. He pops up. He goes over. Pardon me. Do you know where the young lady went? Who? I don't know what you're talking about. He's going up to Agrippa.
Panic.
And Yep. He goes over, looks around. You're mean. So
I'm so mean. I learned from the best. I
as
learned
he's
from Figulus.
No, you did.
My mentor.
So as he starts making a logical, methodical search of this small campsite, you just play around the table with him, and it apparently doesn't occur to him that you're actively hiding from him. So he gets to the point where, Domina! What? You know that I don't have time for... Domina, please excuse me, but she's vanished. The girl, she's... Because you're not trying to hide from Lady Vale. You're just hiding from... Or are you?
They're close enough, though.
She looked like she was packing
Okay.
and getting ready while he was running around.
I heard him yell her name.
Yeah, he
out.
started to run back over to her.
Then I'm gonna try to hide from her too. Then I want to see what's happening. I want to know
Okay.
why he's so concerned with me.
God, this feels to me like we're rolling the extreme dice where everything is either like a 20, 19, 18, or 17, or it's like a 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah.
Like those dice. Yeah.
You either know or you
Because
don't.
I just rolled a 20. Let me see.
Damn.
You're pretty stealthy though.
I am.
And
Sneaky.
okay, so she takes a good look around. I mean, she is searching now. Actually, no, neither one of those was high enough. So she
Love that for
takes
me.
a good searching, and she's like, "Oh, damn." And so instead of the scene that I was going to do with you,
Perfect.
she comes up. Blessed morn,
Lady Vale.
my lord. Are you Light a party member of your specific retinue? I can't. I don't seem to. At first, I thought it was more of Adrian's panicking, but I can't find the one. Katrin, I believe, was her name.
No, they're allowed to come and go as they please, and they'll be back before we carry on. Why are you looking for her?
Just, do you see her? I usually am fairly aware of
Do I see
comings
her?
and goings.
What's around?
Make an investigation check.
Does he have to beat me?
Yeah.
That's do I have to be here?
She's not going to say until
Oh,
you. She's going to make you
That
show your cards
is
first.
Investigation. That is 20. It's 18, right?
I think my glasses on.
Yeah.
It happens to all
That
of us,
is
Corey.
23.
23? I think you beat him.
Am I total? 26.
Yeah. Yep. No, because before anything else, baby, you were a little urchin.
I was.
And you knew how to not die. So
She's
so you take a very solid look around,
Oh God.
and you don't see Katrin either.
What have I done?
If Katrin doesn't want to be seen, she doesn't have to. I trust her. She's a lot stronger than she looks.
Very well. I've been thinking over the night. With full respect, I need to make better time. Every day that goes by, those fool priests, there's less and less chance that any of them are going to be alive. I'm going to set out on Erebus post-haste. I'm taking the priest that I swore I would get safely to Juramentum along with me. No, you're not riding on Aerie. He started to kind of perk up for a second, and then immediately goes back to panicked looking for Katrin.
We need your help.
Doesn't appear so.
What if there's two? What if there's more? As though that priest is your charge. All these people are mine. We can make better time. We're almost out of the bog.
Not swift enough. I have my charge. You have yours.
Juramentum is my charge. I can't allow you arriving at the gates without me.
Can't allow or won't.
Both.
I can appreciate that. Here, she says, reaching into her gear and pulling out a pretty sturdy scroll case. She's... Make a persuasion check.
19 persuasion plus 6, 25.
So close.
So close.
Walk with me.
Yeah.
So she starts walking. The men note that she walks past the perimeter of the camp. So
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Or at least listen, and then I will follow after it gets to a point where my hearing range is out.
Do I notice Merrick trying to follow?
I will attempt to not be noticed.
You're in pretty close proximity. She had the dawn to run around in. So you're gonna, if you roll that, you're gonna be at disadvantage.
Are we? Where are we exactly at?
You're still at the camp, at the tributary, using the tributary to block one side, and then a semicircle.
But there's trees and bog trees and all sorts of stuff, right?
Uh,
Ridges and
No, remember the map before. It's not that congested. So you could keep them in sight easily. Hearing's going to be different, especially if she lowers her voice. So do you want to take a stationary position to keep them in sight, or are you going to roll with disadvantage to try to keep right up on them?
I don't want to keep right up on them, but I do want to keep enough to where I can listen in.
Okay, roll stealth with disadvantage.
Okay. It looks like we got a 15.
All right. So as she goes, she says, "Is it the practice of your subordinates to stalk you at all times, Mornborn?"
Sergeant Merrick, I believe that the children need help packing up. And then I'll... You just
You
can't.
know I don't like you going off by yourself. Last time that happened, you got injured.
I don't care.
Yes, Domine. Turns.
Sorry about that.
She raises an emerald eyebrow at you. As you said,
He cares. That's all.
as you say, that priest must make it up there quickly. I've probably taken too long already. He's going to... It's in here, but the gist is, he's going to prepare the temples for annexation.
Why?
Why? With respect, I should think it's obvious. Those temples, all three sects, have been about their business for the last 48 years. As far as the Primate of Leptis regime is concerned, they may as well be an open rebellion.
What does he want with Juramentum in this annexation?
The Primate? Oh, to hear His Grace tell the story, he doesn't want a thing in this earthly world. He's purely concerned and merely concerned about the souls of his flock, all 4,000 of them in Juramentum. By the way, just as a casual observation, it did seem rather odd to me, his detailed information about your city. I'm not an expert in the cloak and dagger things that go on in that city, but I'm also not a novice. Something to bear in mind. Any road I cannot delay. And also, I do care about those priests to an extent. I think they were fools, don't get me wrong, but...
They were.
She touches something like underneath the armor. Still, they were priests of the faith, and they deserve my best effort. Do you really think you're going to be in that much danger moving forward?
I'm afraid that you might be.
I was born into danger, and I'll probably die on a field of battle. I appreciate your concern, Lord Warren. Please understand, I've come pretty damn close to breaking an oath by telling you this. I can justify it to myself. I probably shouldn't have said anything, but you are nothing like what is told in Regium. Nothing at all. Your reputation there, and you might be surprised to know you have one as well as your famous grandsire, is abysmal. I came here expecting to find someone who was self-indulgent, vengeful, petty, and ignorant.
I was a young man at one point. But no, our city
You still
is
are.
different.
You still are a young man.
I've seen a lot. And I point to like that and the cut and all that. And it's like, then you should be willing enough to trust me to come with us. I understand you care for these priests, but I care for my people more. I assure you of that.
Titus Metellus, speak plainly.
Accompany us with allow me to have a march ride ahead. Perhaps we can accompany them after we depart from Memoria. So you can meet my sister and they can be prepared. And
Give me a writ, vouching for the services I've rendered, and I'll go to your sister. I'll go to her directly.
can I make an insight check?
You may. What exactly are you trying to hone in on?
Well, I'm just trying to investigate to see, is it only about these priests or is it about trying to figure out anything that they can militarily with our city, kind of as a threat? Is it still that surface or is it still lower? The reputation kind of thing kind of went through.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I guess investigation, but whatever. Insight 16. Yeah, 17 minus 1.
Okay. Normally, I wouldn't tell you this as a player, because I don't, much like when I'm torturing Corey over his stealth rolls, I don't like you to know. In this moment, though, Donnie, for a number of reasons, some of which you probably already know as a player, some of which will remain a mystery for the nons. There are layers to what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is a complicated, intelligent, educated woman, and she knows how to parse language. Even still, there is a essential ring of truth to what she's telling you, because she did not roll that well. And there's something deeper than everything she's mentioned, much deeper. And for some reason, your mind, whatever it is, your subconscious pulls up how you felt her eyes on you when you were lifting the boy, when you were lifting Alice onto your shoulders. A moment, perhaps even a pregnant moment, passes between the two of you. You also know at that role, the last thing I'll say is, this is a woman of no uncertain opinion, and it will require violence to bar her way. And you do catch she's assessing you. She's not so craven as to strike you down dishonorably, but she's assessing you. She knows, damn well, she knows where those men are. She's been eyeing your gear the whole time, all of that stuff. I acknowledge that I am in your territory, very near, if not in your literal palmarium. But my aims must be served. They must. Give me the writ. You have my word. I will go to thy sister. Directly. And I will tell her all I have told you.
It's kind of like, wait for us to come to the city before you leave. There's more to discuss about this annexation of the church.
I don't know that I can add much light to that, but I will say I anticipate at least 3 or 4 days of preparation. Do you remember when I told you that the surest way to get dead was to think oneself better educated about the events of the area than locals? I need to gather information. I need to see if I can hire a guide out into Atini territory. And I see now that I'm going to need additional provisions. What I brought with me was not sufficient.
And some of my men accompany you.
They won't be able to... Well, then again, Adrian won't be able to keep up with Erebus either.
Yeah. Kind of look over and size him up.
The swiftest.
Emilius. And I'll call him over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Dominic. He jogs over to you immediately. Salutes you.
Yeah, I'd like you to accompany her as far as Juramentum. Make sure that they have a guide and provisions prepared. We will meet you torches after you arrive. They need to make better pace than us.
Dominic, respectfully request to...
Accompany.
He looks over at Salai. Corporal Salai is swifter. And
Fair enough.
Excellent runner.
Absolutely. Corporal Salai? Yeah, go on.
Aye, Dominic. Runs over.
Keep an eye on him. And I said it to Lady Bill. You'll be accompanying them all the way to Juramentum. We'll meet you there. Sure.
Yes. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, Dominic. I have questions. And he kind of...
Yeah, you do.
He gives you a little shoulder wriggle.
Mm-hmm.
And salute. Oh, right. And she gives them a little stately nod. Turns back to you. I appreciate the goodwill. All right.
Yeah, don't let me down. And Livia can be a lot. Rutilius more so. Stay away from, make sure to stop by this one cart. Her name's Publa. She has the best pastries at all of Juramentum. You'll love her.
I'm sure she does. Vale Titus Metellus.
Vale, Lady Vale.
Make a history check.
History... 13.
You
me addressing her not by her signifier, but by her first and middle name. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm like, Liquisha. Yeah.
So the moment, do you follow up with that?
I follow up with that. And a bow. Like a head nod.
Make another insight roll. Gotta get this minutia.
That's 18.
18.
19 minus 1.
This is with a -1, guys.
Going pretty good right now.
Good job.
So she was pretty careful with her face, but not super careful. As she turned around, there was a flicker of irritation when she had extended you the courtesy of calling you Titus Metellus, and then when you call her by her first two names, by Lucretia Tarquinia, there's a little smile.
Yeah.
And she keeps walking.
Yeah, I would have been like, sorry, it's very rare to meet other people with full names. Yeah. Just a quick joke and kind of walk away.
She chuckles.
Sometimes forget my own. Yeah, just like as I'm walking away.
So, as Adrian sees that, he runs over. Damn it! Katrin!
She's actually gonna sneak up behind him
Okay.
to where he can't see her, and
Priest, keep your damn voice down, one of the Myrmidon says. We're still in enemy territory. Right, but I need to know. Where did the female sage accompanying your lord, where did she go?
she's right here. Why do you need to find me so bad?
This is doable.
What? Where have you been? What happened? Domina is about to take us out, and Domina is about to take us out, and I'm not going to have a chance to speak with you again. I shan't imagine for some days, and you asked me a question, and I tried to answer you, and
I'm going to go over here. And I'm just going to walk away.
and just
Leave.
oh gods, this just gets worse and worse.
Why are you so nervous? What is happening? I am so confused.
He reaches into an inner pocket of
He's gonna
his robes.
back up a little.
He takes out a small, well-worn, hand-stitched, but well, all books are hand-stitched. There's nothing as mass production in this world, but this one seems particularly crude, the stitching on it.
Oh.
It's more like a bunch of parchments that have just been brute forced together.
Mm. Why are you giving me this? What is it?
Your answer.
She'll take it.
Oh gods. He runs.
What?
And just in case he's like handing you something crazy, the Myrmidon nearest to you, the one who's like, keep your fucking voice down. Yeah, he's ready to, he crouches, he looks ready to peg him with the pylon, but
No, wait. It's fine. And she'll just hold it. It's okay. I don't know what it is, but
yes, ma'am. And then he steps away.
come over.
Okay. You aren't. Remember, you're Livia's advisor now, and that's known.
Oh.
So.
See, I think she constantly forgets it.
No. That
It's
hasn't
not-
that hasn't clicked yet.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that, so that doesn't surprise your character because you're well aware of status hierarchies and all
Yeah,
that.
she's
but,
just like,
yeah.
I'm here to learn. Like that's like
Katrin,
hello.
take a look. Look inside.
On now. So Vale is hustling him along, and she says, we're not slowing down for you. We're not slowing down for you, pretty boy. And huh? Yeah. And looking around, and you realize that she's going with a ridiculously comely set of lissom young men with her, because you have Adrian, and then Celia's rocking the Kuend look. And she sets off, and she's
Throw up a provision to her, like just like an apple, just be like, see you, Juramentum. Yeah, just kind of like a quick goodbye thing.
You're gonna have to make that athletics check. She is not gonna coolly catch it, unfortunately.
13.
13. Okay.
So awkward.
So she's going, and there's this moment where it sails by. I thought about that. Yeah, I know. Light fantasy, dark fantasy.
My other sleight of hand throwing up there.
She does manage to because you threw it very well. Mm-hmm. You have that parabola going, so it comes down and it doinks off of her shoulder armor before she catches it. I just happen to have an apple here, so catches it. And, yep. It was all foresight. We knew this is totally staged. I knew all along he was going to throw something. And they're off, and you see Adrian nervously looking back over his shoulder to make sure that the distance is sufficient before you open it. Go ahead.
Look at this thing. It's like a child made it.
It's probably full of wisdom.
Are you
Open it.
sure?
Or love notes. Yeah, I call it.
You can't even see anything.
It's like Figalus's hut. It's a mess,
could hear
but
how
full of so
awkward it
much.
was.
All right, and she's gonna open it.
So you have to untie.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, untie it first. Untether it. No, this will not be a whisper because you're standing there.
Oh, yeah. And I'd tell them.
Do you? Because
Ooh, maybe not. I don't know. She's right there,
you
so.
see-
Waisa isn't right next to me.
A picture of I believe we determined it was 8 Winter You who was at the Touchstone compound.
Yes.
There is a picture of an 8 Winter You walking down the main hallway of the Touchstone compound holding her mother's hand. That's the very first picture. And that picture shows some talent and is somewhat crude, but it shows the promise of the artist to come. And unless you veto me as player, I'm going to say that your character almost compulsively turns the page. Or do you linger on that image actually? Let me take stock here.
She's gonna linger on it.
Okay.
And she's gonna. That's me and my mother. What is this?
After the day.
Yeah, and then she'll turn.
Okay.
Can you clearly see like the stress in my face in that photo, or in that painting?
Sketch. Yeah, sketch. That one was charcoal, so no.
Okay.
And too crude. The next one is also charcoal. They're not all charcoal. The medium changes. What doesn't change is the subject. So you turn, and you see.
I have like goosebumps.
You see
Who's stalking me?
You see the next one is a while longer. You're maybe right between 8 and 9, and it's a perspective of your character looking over, and you're looking at this fat sack of coin, and you see the hand and the arm, and just a little bit of the profile of the naked cupidity on your father's face as he's grabbing the bag. And it's almost like someone was looking over your shoulder from that perspective.
Ew. Are they signed at all? Is there like signature? Is
No,
there
but it's the
any-
same style. And as you go through, he clearly gets, in your bones, this is his work. He gets progressively more skilled, Anika. The medium becomes more refined. So it goes from charcoal, then you have some sort of broad, kind of cheap quill. Then the quill becomes finer. Then the ink becomes finer. And finally you look and you almost don't recognize the woman that he's drawing, because you are seeing a messy bunned but beautiful cheekbones, graceful figure, a conveyance of elegance, and this is always in this picture there are other people, but they're just parts of them. Titus's arms, because you can see his huge arms with the articulated plate, and he's lifting the backpack off of you on your journey here to Pollux, and that's the last drawing.
Is there any indication that it was him doing it the entire time? Making these...
You just know it's him.
Yeah, I feel like Weisa knows also.
I think Weisa does too.
Katrin, what's going on? Is this your lover or something?
No. What? I don't have a lover. This is ridiculous. This isn't me. I don't know. These are points in my life, but I don't know who that is. And she's going to point to the image of her in that beauty, because she truly has never seen herself before. And so she doesn't really know what she looks like. She understands the messy bun. She understands that, but...
To you, it's just Katrin.
No, Katrin, that's you.
That's not me. I don't think that's me.
I want to walk up and be like, what are you guys looking at?
Nothing, and she's going to close it. She's gonna...
Maliciously's walking up to you.
Okay.
What did you have in your hand?
I'll show you later. I'll show you later.
Was it that little fella that gave it to you?
No, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Wait, so what was in the book?
Nothing.
Dominique, it's a bit personal.
I'll show you later.
Secret admirer. All right. Yeah, and I just kind of walk away real cheekily.
She's gonna be like beet red and just like very embarrassed and very scared.
I'm gonna elbow into the shoe and be like, I think she's in love with her.
I think she's in love too.
I know.
And I'm gonna just whisper, Katrin,
How adorable.
I think there's something really special between us.
No, I think I've been followed my whole life and now it's finally coming out.
His heart is too kind.
I
for
don't
something
even know him. How is he part of any of my past? I was 6. She pulls the book back out. I was 6 years old. I was 8 years old when this happened. This doesn't make any sense. How does he have images of my life?
And Lucia, she opened up the book again.
What are you talking about, Katrin?
Why are you all so interested?
Merrick walks up, looking at it.
It looks incredibly interesting. Obviously,
Hold it, Lola. Can't see it. Come on.
You can still see the stress on your face though, because this is weird as hell.
Merrick's like on tippy toes.
You have this feeding frenzy starting around you.
Look at that little girl.
Do I have any insight into their connection?
Let me get Randy first.
I, however, am not over with the collective group, but I do see them all congregating, and I do see how she's starting to react to this. Are we about to get going? Or should we salt the kids together?
In a moment.
Yeah,
come on.
Hold on.
Let's see.
She's gonna close the book and then.
The sergeant was Sergeant Emilius was about to say, "All right, we're gonna."
Just a minute.
Okay, go.
I forget we're all 16-ish. You know,
Oh yeah,
and
we're
2
all
years old.
like,
You know.
literally children.
You can make an insight roll. Make an insight roll.
Yeah, it's not America, but
I almost want to make you have a religion roll for reasons, but go ahead and we'll start
Whatever
with
you
the insight.
want. Oh, well.
Wait, can that be like a reroll? Because that was like, I don't know what that was.
No,
I don't know what it was.
That was weird. It was a 8 with a 1.
An 8 with the 1.
Yeah, that's good.
You
No,
start
I wanna
giggling.
know.
You start giggling uncontrollably.
Oh my god.
What's all this fuss over a lad and his lust for you? Come on, let's go.
You guys have never seen this before, but she is going to physically start crying. And she's gonna run away.
way to go, Merrick. Yeah.
I Katrin, I didn't mean it. Cat. What did I say?
You see the figures are, they're distant figures
Oh yeah.
now.
Do I still have that backpack on?
You were getting prepped for morning, unless you say that you left it while you were skulking about.
I don't think I would have left it because she didn't want to leave it out of her
I don't think
sight.
so. Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna run and try to find a place to hide until they leave. She's gonna sit down and she's gonna open that backpack.
Okay, you find one of the trees that had been in the combat, and
I have to make sure she's safe. I'm not stalking her, but I want to keep an eye on because there
Right,
are danger out here.
You don't want her picked off.
I don't want her picked off.
I didn't go too far. I will say
Yeah.
that.
You're basically just
enough.
kind of breaking
Right.
the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Guys, give her some space. It's a bit much.
Says the girl that was laughing at me.
First love always is.
Lovingly.
Come on, let's back up.
The men, when she addresses you that way, the men look, but they're not dumb. Emilius understands that this is your retinue, but they look a little not angry at her, not angry at Weisa, but confused. And then they,
Yeah. Well, what did she address me as?
guys.
Oh, yeah.
This is a different.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
absolutely.
and Donnie,
I thought that she just called me Titus.
the Myrmidons are not used to you giggling.
Yeah.
Or think about how they see you.
Yeah. It's a really funny story.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys
Yeah.
later.
So, okay. Yeah. Once you give
Somebody's in love.
basically
Yeah.
give permission. All right.
Yep.
I'm upset.
Have we already crossed the river?
No.
Nope.
No. This is all. No. This is
Still
all,
packing up.
this is all still there, baby. This is all
We
still
still have to
there.
help your 37 kids.
This is
Well,
why.
it's only been 15 minutes.
This is why. Yeah, we're not even out of the first torch. Okay. No. This is why this episode is called Memoria and not Memoria in the West Gate. So- all right. You
Merrick
open.
will walk up to Weisa. Just remember, in front of the men, we must address him as Domine. It's very important.
Aye, Sergeant.
I'll tell you what's in the backpack later.
Gotcha.
There's nothing life changing in there, but there are some potentially helpful bits and bobs.
I think she's just a little overwhelmed and confused. She's gonna shove that the little notebook or the little I guess sketchbook at this point.
Sketchbook. One thing I will say, so that you know, inside it looks like there are well-worn slots for vials, and it looks like there are 5. Can you picture that, like little loops, little leather loops inside? Yeah. One of them has a vial in it right now.
Can she investigate it and see if she knows what it is?
Make an Arcana check.
She's been around Figulus enough. 9.
It's not stinky water.
Okay.
That you would do.
Okay. So
right.
she's gonna tie it back up and
Okay.
put it back in her backpack. Or put
Got
it in.
And we are crossing the river now. Thank the gods.
Yeah.
And that's... I think you're going to like the sound of this, Randy. You have 3 days of painful logistically, but uninterrupted, unimpeded travel, where you're making a little better. You're making a little better than 3 leagues each day. So you're crawling. If you were really moving with a purpose, you could make 7, 8 leagues a day. So you're going about 3.1 or 2 or something like that. So it's kind of rough, but you do hit a sort of meditative state. You're gonna have to be scouting full time now, because Salai's not there to spell you to go back and forth. But this is forested area.
From a food standpoint, how about hunting? Do we need to hunt, or do we have enough food to?
No, you all brought. You do have a lot of people, and you're going through that a lot, but not only did you bring the cart, you also had all the Myrmidon pack extra for all of them as well. So I'm figuring that in.
Okay.
Good to keep it real, Corey.
Yeah, so I want to make sure if I needed to address that as well or not.
I'll tell you, if you're out here on current pace, you'll hit Juramentum just about the time that your rations run out.
Well, Memoria said they would be a resupply as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm really figuring in.
But I'm just you can make it to Juramentum if nothing else happens, even if Memoria craps out on you or whatever.
All right.
But if you get delayed, or obviously if the cart gets destroyed or something, then you have 30 hungry mouths. Most of which, I don't know, like 1 or 2 of you know how to hunt. You could not hunt to sustain yourself. That's not your.
Any bird? Not with this many people. Yeah.
Not with this many people. Hunting was always something. I mean, you know how to hunt, but it was to supplement what you were doing. It's not to,
Can we forage along the way without?
I was just gonna figure in my head, Randy. I was literally just gonna tell you, you can forage, but foraging is gonna slow you down even more. Like roll slow you down. You're gonna have to camp out.
I'd veto that.
Get the lay of the land and all that. Yeah. Okay. So you get 3 days. 3 days later, you're healed. And you're coming up onto the booming metropolis of Memoria. No, Memoria is roughly the same size as Pollux. You are now out from the homesteaders. You're now less than 3 leagues away from home. So you're less from the very outskirts of the homesteaders. You're now less than 9 miles. And Memoria is really close. They basically went just far enough to say and have their way of life, and
We like it better over here.
still be able to
we can
trade.
still hear you.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. We won't
Good
get
for
into
you, yeah.
we won't get into the history of Memoria, other than to say at the current moment, other than to say that it was a when the Kuan tribe was fully and officially integrated into Juramentum, there were people from the old empire who said, that's the bridge too far for me. They're not citizens, we're not accepting that. So they still respond to you as House of Orn, as a lord, and they do recognize the Old Lion as their lord in times of crisis, but day to day they won't have anything to do with the
Satellite village.
with the Kuan. They had misgivings about the Kithki too, but the Kuan were what finally drove them away. So you're rolling up, you get there, you're getting a little tired, honestly, at this point. There's also an emotional weight that I don't think I need to tell you, Corey. I mean, you just feel horribly guilty. There's a part of you.
I want to actually. Dominic, can I go visit Visp?
Absolutely.
Thank you. He runs off and literally, he wants to go see Viv, his best friend, who's here, right?
Okay, so to that point, you're hoping to get somebody who knows, somebody who is there, and what you find instead is a deserted village. There is a wooden mock-up of what looks like an equine, a very small equine, that's been placed in between you and the village. So I'll go ahead and finish describing this and then. Yeah, there's this. Almost picture a rocking horse without the rocker, like that size, maybe a little bit bigger, but clearly a child size. It's not a full sized.
Okay.
Equine.
Like wooden.
Wooden.
Similar to the one that Lady Vale was riding?
It's too crude to differentiate. It doesn't have a mane or anything like that, but something about it. It could be a pony, It could be. Maybe it's a pony, but actually that's not in this continent either. So, it could be a mule. It could be a mule, but it looks to you to have more of the shape of the snout.
This thing I just saw.
And everything, right? Of this
No
tremendous
smoke coming from the huts or anything.
There's no smoke. There's the hut of pride, the hut of tales, where they tell stories and they keep their history with the shields that surround its side. That's intact. It's the largest structure. It's also raised somewhat. That's intact. You don't see any blood. You don't smell blood. It's just...
Sharon calls out,
Dominic, we got a problem. Be on alert.
All right. And,
it's empty.
Yeah, and I assume you come back.
yeah.
Okay.
The entire village is empty.
Was there anything there out of the norm?
There's a wooden horse. And there's no smoke. I do not see a single soul moving about.
And as we begin to contemplate the mystery of Memoria and what exactly is going on there, in preparation for us to come back, let me know how exactly. So y'all are having that conversation. When all of you hear that warning come out, what are you doing?
I think Nellishly at that point she's gonna reconvene probably first with Weisa and Katrin.
Okay, so the three of you are going to be close together.
I immediately have the menfolk take a perimeter around the kids, and we just sort of herd them all up into the middle of us. So that I don't know. This is weird.
Were the children? Because you guys are well past the Boglands now. Were you still keeping the children tied to their adults though, so they didn't get snatched or wander off? Okay, all right. No, that's good. That is good. And
one thing is, Merrick will yell out,
Nellishly, need your help.
want to look at tracks first.
Aye.
Okay, so you go. So you go there.
Yeah.
All right. That's where we will momentarily pause the story. When we come back, I have a fun little announcement to make as we get to have our first lore trivia situation going on in preparation for next week, which I hope will be fun. So hopefully we'll see you on the other side of intermission. Thank you very much for being with us to this point, and we'll see you soon.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun.
You have not.
And we're back. As we're having an interesting discussion here at the table. That has nothing to do with the game. All right, the best kind.
And everything.
Well, that's yet to be determined, Lord Titus. So,
Go.
yeah. And we have the Candle of Tales. And while that's happening, I wanted to tell everyone that starting next week, so not this week, but with next episode, we'll have our act together enough to have a little trivia contest. And probably the way that'll run is it'll just be one question, but I think the first time, and we can change as a friend of mine likes to say, I reserve the right to be wrong. We can change the format of this some, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna pose a question after intermission, and then whoever answers it first in the chat, and then also confirms that with a comment, will be the winner. And I think the first prize, Corey, we agreed it was going to be a mug. I think it's going to be one of our mugs. That's a nice starter. That's a nice starter prize. There's some other more exciting things. There actually is I think it's beautiful, a Darkeport backpack, which is kind of nice, and a couple other things.
A variety of hats, literally like 20 color hats.
Hats are really cute.
The hats, shirts, yes, swag. Shirts, whatnot. And then we are going to keep track of the points of the winner week to week. And whoever, after the first, before we go on hiatus, which is not for a bit yet, but whoever has the most accumulated points is going to get the grand prize, which is going to be, we haven't even made it to Juramentum yet, but it's going to be, I think, a beautiful full color map of Juramentum that's as large, signed by the cast and crew of Darkeport. So I think that'll be a fun one. All right, and back we go. So you were seeing this ghost town of people, should be about a century of people, should be about 100.
He's kind of shitting his pants because those good friends and the whole populace is gone, yeah. As far as you can tell.
Sorry.
Important piece. This is not forest. This is grassy plains. So this is not your favorite terrain right now. I assume you're going to look at the ground. And
I'm looking at the tracks with carts, horse, mules, kids, feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Initially, you as well. Okay.
We're gonna tag team it.
Neither one of you come away with a sense of violence or panic. So you see tracks, you see the normal business of the day. You certainly don't see Utini tracks or spore or any other indication that they were there. Not only do you not see violence, it actually looked like they were preparing for some kind of for the onset of spring.
Do I see like a mass set of tracks exiting the village like they did it in mass on purpose when we look around?
You don't. What you do see was a high enough roll. Now remember, the Memorians are quite disciplined as a people. So what you do see
Except for Ebby.
is, well, not one of them. No, he doesn't live here. He's actually back in Juramentum, and you might run into him. What you do see, Corey, is that they are, I'm trying to think of how to describe this without giving it away. It looks like, so they're like if you're headed west out, because obviously, or even north, if it's too far north, you don't know, but as you kind of catch these tracks west, it looks like all of the normal routes of business, of travel westward are well used and like freshly reaffirmed that they're moving west, but you don't see the telltale signs of panic.
No, like they just decided to pick up and move somewhere.
Which they do. Remember, these huts, even though these are semi-permanent structures, the people of Memoria pride themselves on being mobile at a moment's notice.
I mean, well, I'll check one or two huts with militially as well and see if it's been cleared out. Like, or has it been? Yeah.
You catch something, you smell something in the air. It's coming up since you're alerted. Make an investigation roll.
19.
Okay, there is a scent, and you know what the scent is, and it's coming from this furthest from me hut.
Okay.
Pretty strongly, and I almost just want to write this to you. It's not worth me getting up and telling you a single word.
Write it to me.
It's
Send me a note.
Ooh, okay.
Pass me a note. With a kiss.
Reference the conversation that was going on before we got back. I think you can read my awful. Hopefully, you can read my awful handwriting.
Thank you.
Will you be my girlfriend? Check yes. No, check
Oh my
no.
God.
It's from Adrian.
All right. What do you do in that moment?
In that moment, I go and find Titus.
All right. They start streaming out.
No. Basrit!
Oh God.
And so you see these things streaming out.
I have a question. They are a favorite enemy. Why did I not see their tracks?
You don't know.
Okay.
Ew.
No.
How big are they?
They're about the size of... These are actually pretty large. They're bigger than the ones in Pullux. These are about the size of German Shepherds.
Why are there so many?
And y'all are here.
Let them out.
And I'm going to put a few...
Streaming out.
all of your kin were not there, Randy, but you did have a few of the more hardy ones that were with you.
Mm-hmm.
And man, because you specifically said you had tied those children together, so I have your obnoxiously brave son.
Oh.
And he was going to wander. He was going to be wandering close to his uncle, and he tried. But you guys were riding hard on those kids.
Dude.
So I just
Appreciate it.
I just want you to. I just want to let the PCs know when they done good, because that's a classic. So your kin are kind of be hearing. Yes, it was just we all have walking sticks day down at the shop. Obviously not currently carrying a water pail, but there you are. Okay, they're kind of in loose formation, and for this combat, Sergeant Emilius is just going to be shadowing you.
Yeah.
So just roll for him,
Okay.
and I'm going to assume that he's right next to you. You basically have a mirror image.
Yeah.
And he's actually more skilled than you, so
I don't
he
see
gets.
a gigantic Utini head on his docket.
No,
all
that's
right.
true. That's true. Remember, he did give you that look
I
last
know, that
episode.
was-
Like, ooh, that's a lot.
He is a lord.
Did we end up taking that head with us?
Yeah. It's on the cart.
Oh, that's a good.
It's on the cart. Yeah.
Head is on the cart. Okay. Marcus,
After you tasted the blood and all
you're gonna be
that, we
closest.
gotta bring it back
You're gonna be
for
closest to your kin.
dissection. Yeah.
Katrin, where were you roughly traveling? I know in combat your SOP is to get behind him and slightly off to his right, but
She's still deep in thought.
Okay, so
about
you're
everything.
wondering.
She's She's close, but kind of farther back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're over here. Nilishli and Weisa, you guys were close to each other. So where do you want to be if Titus is roughly here? And this was out as a kind of a careful, forward progress.
Slow approach.
Where's
Titus.
Where is Merrick? Because I was.
Yeah, we were
I was
looking.
pretty close to
We were
Merrick.
moving towards
and he
a
has to
hut.
be towards the bigger
Or a
hut.
hut that would be.
Well, this is the hut of tails. So this is the one that would actually be, don't have it yet, but this would actually be elevated up some. And this is the one in the watercolor that has all the shields around it.
We probably would have checked that one out first then.
So I'm going to say that y'all note, and you would know this, all of the huts in Memoria all face the river.
Yeah.
So they're all built to face east. So I'm going to say that you would just peek your head in over here. Do you want me to take? Maybe that will help the view. Yeah, I'll take
I may
this
need
off
that because I'm planning on getting on top.
in case this helps.
Right.
No, that's fine. Then Nilishli, are you going to be closer to the civilians? Or are you going to be on the other side of him?
I think I would be on the other side of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with rivers over this way, over yonder. Weisa?
You would have saw the tracks and then moved west. That makes sense.
I'm probably a little bit ahead of Katrin because I was with Katrin, but I was also
Like there?
peering towards the smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
If your twins are close to you, Marcus, so Marius and Maria are close to you. So if things get crazy, they might still be attacked.
I think you can talk your way
I
out
would
of
like
this
to
one.
have Agrippa on one side of me and Servillia on the other side of me. So
Agrippa and Servillius? Okay.
flanking me. Yeah.
So Agrippa, probably maybe the toughest warrior out of your village, and then Servillius is your ox of a older brother.
He always goes smoothly everywhere. At least so far.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right.
I am climbing.
Because she
screamed.
screamed out, they don't just get to dash and then have an attack. Yeah, you're seeing them streaming all out of this hut. Yeah, because otherwise they
So
were
we're
going to
gonna
get to
go-
swarm and then attack.
up the shields or whatever to try to get on top to get a view.
All right, make an
movement.
athletics roll.
That will be athletics is going to be a whopping 9.
You're struggling. Nilishli, do you want to get under his rear and push him up?
Yeah, I'm gonna like just.
That will be an action.
I'll take it.
You'll take it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take it. But I would say my main action, if I'm next, right?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, 18, yeah.
All right.
So that'll be an action. You can still move, and there are a few other things you might still be able to do, but that's gonna be your main. That's gonna be your main action. Okay, roll again, Corey.
Just
I love a good jump up.
Wish I had.
19.
Okay. All right.
Worth it.
So he was, and some of the hut, one of the shields of the hut of tails came down, and you started scrambling,
footing, yeah.
and you were victim of T-Rex arms, something the GM personally knows all about, and with Nilishli's 5'11" frame shoving you up, she boosts you. You manage to scramble up here, and that's what you're doing. Okay.
That's full movement then, right?
Yeah, that's it. Because it was a bit of a debacle to get up there.
Got it.
You're up.
Hello.
Make a wisdom check and see if you can orient yourself.
Oh man. Why you do this to me?
Because you were lost in
You're
thought, my dear.
emotional.
13.
13. All right, you were at disadvantage to whatever you do this combat.
No. Stupid book.
round. Yeah, you're like, stop being in love. You just hear Basrit, and for the Basrit, because I didn't really describe them very much in episode 1, and in case we have new friends tuning in, so the Basrit look like these bloated, mutated, twisted German. Well, these ones happen to be about German Shepherd-sized porcupine lizards. So they have these nasty spines coming off of them. It's not quite. their coat isn't quite replete with the spines the way that a porcupine is, but it could be still pretty hazardous. And they do have a little forked tongue a not so little forked tongue that comes out that they use, that you know all too well. They use to track quite proficiently. Okay.
Side note: the math wasn't mathing, and actually it's a 15 because I rolled a 9.
A 15?
Yes.
For
Attraction?
it was just a straight wisdom check, though, hon.
Oh, just like straight.
Yeah, just straight wisdom check.
Oh, so not wait.
Because you have a
I have a
plus
+6.
+4 for wisdom. For
She's
raw.
a plus.
For
Oh,
raw
a raw
wisdom.
4. So then I was
Yeah.
right.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, no, you're right. My bad. See, hasn't played 5e. No, we're gonna count that as a save. No, we'll count that as saving throws. You do have proficiency in it. No, I
Yep.
clicked.
Oh.
Okay, no, you. Okay, good on you. You made it over the threshold.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. So
Okay,
15.
guys.
15 was like, okay, so you pull yourself.
Did it. She's not in love. What do you mean?
I love book takes out the wool worker.
You just lock on target.
My focus.
All right, target acquired. What are you doing?
So I'm gonna move over just slightly so that Weisa's not in front of me.
Okay.
And just so I have more of a clear shot.
Good. The angle you want about there.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. And you're gonna hear her say Acidulis, and she's gonna throw from her palm. She's pulling mana from the sky because it's day, I'm guessing.
It's day, yeah.
She's pulling mana from the sky, and she's gonna go Acidulis, and it's from the palm of her hand is gonna come out this like vibrant lime green liquid. And it's going to kind of like splash off while it's going, and then it's going to expand, and it's going to hit 2 of those little guys.
Perhaps.
Hopefully.
You feel the because you have to set your intent with a capital I before you do this. You feel that call down from the sky. Very easy. You're almost as familiar with this now as fire. It runs, or fire or cold. It runs through you. You know better than to let it lodge in your chest. You run it along the side of your arm so that you don't have to feel any of the burn yourself. And you did make the wisdom check, so you are functioning at 100% tactically. There is a weird moment of dichotomy, though, Anika, where your heart was in a very odd place, and now you're back to potentially dealing death, just like that. And it's kind of shocking on some levels. All right. Yeah, there. All right, you're off to a nice start.
That's good.
This one shies away, and I try to take the psychology into effect, so animals do not like being burnt. Yeah, okay, that one's shying away. You got a little bit on the snout of this one, but not too much. Just a trickle, and it just bares its fangs more.
Did they save then?
No, they both failed.
Oh, okay. So then they get damage?
Oh, Shaisa, I'm sorry. I roll the damage. No, I roll the damage. You go ahead and roll the damage, though. You go ahead.
I can... 6?
Yeah, no, that's better.
On both? Or just on one?
Roll separately.
Yeah, so 6 total and then 4 total.
Okay. I'll re-roll for home, dude, for that front one. Yeah, no, okay, that one's still in the fight. So the one, yeah, no, that one got pretty badly burned then. Its already fugly face is, further disfigured. All right, 16, and tiebreaker wisdom goes to you.
I would like to throw my dagger at one of the closest Basrit.
You need to get a little closer, but
Okay.
still, you'll still be behind Titus.
Okay, yeah, then
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. Are you throwing the dagger, or are you throwing a dagger?
I want to throw the dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, I want it over with. Get out of here.
Okay.
Don't do this.
This one, Tatiana, this one got badly burned. This one has its snout did get burnt. Are you trying to go for a fresh one, or do you want to attack?
I want a fresh one.
You want a fresh one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll just do it.
Nice.
That is a 23, and then
Well, that's a hit.
damage.
Yeah.
Will be Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. 5, and the envenom is.
Dagger baby, so it's die 4. I'll still let you have a max roll on that though. No, it's fine. I'll let you have a max
I'm
roll.
so sorry. I'm learning die. It's 1.
That's 1. No, you're throwing the dagger that Publia gave you just to be okay.
Yes.
So what happens when you throw that? It's almost defiant. It's rearing up on its hind legs. The dagger doesn't even finish quivering. And the thing just goes away.
Gross.
What?
A little overkill with little people magic.
And it's just, there is this oozing morass of viscera, green bile that didn't come from the creature, and pus.
There's a lot of green going on. I love it.
Do I smell anything?
You smell the antithesis of Publia's treats.
Oh.
The antithesis of it. Make a quick, as a free action, make a perception roll.
6.
Okay, no. If you rolled high, I was going to tell you exactly how much damage extra that did.
Okay.
It was a lot. Okay, so now you have some sense of what that is. You're up, babe.
Okay. So I already took an action.
Yeah, your main action. You can still move, or if you have a bonus action, like with the Night Scorn, with the Hex, you can...
How far away are they from me right now?
I mean, they're on the other side of the hut, but you could, even with the hut, you could get up on this one.
Okay.
Just about.
I can take a bonus action.
Yeah.
So then... And I definitely can't do my shadow armor because that's already...
Shadow armor is, that's a full action.
I think at that point I'm going to move around the back side.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I'm going to move just kind of a little bit past the house so I can see them clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to do Scorn of the Night.
Okay.
Can I hit like a range of them with this, or can I only hit one?
Only one.
Okay.
What's the range on that?
It's 90 feet.
Oh yeah, you're plenty.
Okay, so I think I'll probably go for the one closest to me.
Alrighty.
And at this point...
Yeah, go ahead and describe and then tell. Yeah.
I'm trying to recall. Hold on. Yeah, at this point, I like bring my hands up and I'm like, Rah!
You gotta scream. Yep.
Rah! And this kind of like shadowy lightning bolt hits this first Basrit. And I need the D6, which is this.
I believe that's only bonus. That's only bonus damage. Like you have to hit it with something else.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm rolling 20.
Not yet.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Is there an attack roll on that?
It says 1d6 whenever you hit.
For the hex.
No.
Once you hit it, then the hex kicks in. It's extra.
No, I know that, but is this? I'm trying to remember if it was a save. Yeah, if it was a save or if it was a.
It says there's no throw. I don't see a throw.
Okay, so it's a. We'll run the bad GM. I'll look at this, but go ahead and roll to hit it then. Making a spell attack roll.
What do I add to this? Do I add the can I add anything?
Plus, this would be a +5 total for that one. Well,
fine. Would it be advantage because I don't know that
It's
she's
12.
12?
Plus 5.
12. That actually for that one that is enough.
Really?
So you breathe it in this unnatural energy, purple and dark. It turns. Okay. 16 and next person's.
What was the damage on it?
No, she has to. It
That's
only
just
assists on damage. What element of the creature do you want to suppress?
I think probably the mouth, but can I ask if I'm looking at it from the front on, the spikes that are coming out of its back, like how damaging does that look?
if you were getting up close and personal to it and trying to fight with it, you might cut yourself.
Like how long
on
can I
some of
see
them.
that? Like right now,
About-
that long?
About yay long, yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna pick a stat. You're gonna pick one of its stats,
Yay.
and you're gonna weaken it that way. So strength, dexterity, etc.
let's do strength.
Pick your poison. Okay, kind of sags, bewildered, and now they are charging. So these guys go to the obvious thing. This thing is reeling and having issues. This one lets out an enraged kind of shriek and charges at you. And then these guys, Donnie, this may seem kind of funny, make an intimidation check. Let me see how large you're looming in the eyes. Okay,
That is a 20.
You pretty large.
Oh, no, 22.
22?
Yeah, 16 plus 6.
22? Okay, well, they're having a little party around Titus. And
The show.
Yeah. I like that.
Now you can't run.
all right, and this one can just get to you.
Man, that's the mistake they made.
And Emilios is next to me as well?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is. So
Does he
he'd
have
actually
Sentinel?
probably be blocking that. He does not.
Okay.
Nope. Only you are that cool.
Let me know if they get to him.
Only you are that cool. Okay, so the one snapping at you, you kind of take your sandaled foot and kick at it. And
Birkenstock foot.
Birkenstocks.
it doesn't. It seems bewildered by you, and it doesn't really exactly know what to do because it's feeling enervated as it never has in its life. Okay, party with Titus, but I'm going to resolve you first. Marcus, you're just still rocking your peasant garb, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is anybody faster?
Agrippa.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because your sister's up there too, and I just critted, so that'll be her crit actually, because she is faster than these things. So she says, "Get the fuck off him, you will!" And she jumps because remember your sister's kind of fearless. There's that strain that runs through the family. You were not fearless, but
Quite afraid of this right now.
okay.
We're just taking this all so calm and cool and collected. I'm just like,
Okay, she just manages to get around the quills because she could have sliced her arm as she's stabbing into the thing, and it changes and you as it changes. It had moved up with the intent to attack you, but when she stabbed it, it turned and it just mangled her left thigh as it pulls her down. Okay, on you. Emilius is so quick though. He was holding his action to attack whatever was attacking you. Go ahead and roll for him.
5 plus whatever his modifier would be.
That's actually high enough for him. Roll.
Thank God
roll,
I got the good boys. Is he
roll,
great sword?
1 die 8. No, because he's sword and board right now. Is he?
That's an 8.
Okay.
Booyah.
And that's a dead Basrit.
Happy I brought Emilius.
Yep. Behind. Yeah. Would he do that? No, not because of the way you guys train. I was thinking he was going to behind me, Domini, but no, he wouldn't do that. Okay, so he's just silent, and he's trying to move up to block as much of you as he can with the shield, heedless of his own danger. All right, now they get to go. God, dog. So these two are fruitlessly trying to eat Vambrace and shield. One of them manages to swerve unerringly and get a fang into a tender, juicy part of Titus's hip in one of the joints.
Yum.
Here comes the rabies.
And that would have been death for a lot of people here because that was 8 points of damage.
It was 20 to hit?
Yep.
Oh, wow. All right.
Unfortunately. Yeah, because your AC is crazy high. Okay.
How much damage was it?
8.
8.
Yep. You know what? They're not going to fire at that range. Well, we'll see who's dead and who's not at the end of this, because you have
My Myrmidon?
you have some pissed Myrmidon running up, and
I'd have them do range by pylon.
that one, yeah, they can scoot over. Right. Yep, those are two hits. And you have the heavy short to mid-range pylon with the extra mass on them, so they do the +1 on here. Oh, that one's not quite dead. Okay, so you have 2 hits. The pylon do hit them. You see blood, but they kind of slide off. Salia's not there, and the rest of them were probably guarding the flanks of the civilians. Okay, Merrick, go.
Did Donnie go?
No, I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. You're right.
You gotta do
You were just victimized.
Okay, yeah. Take the shield down, take out the greatsword, and just kind of rain hell. And I'll go to the one that's directly in front of me.
Okay.
And that is a 9 to well, yeah, 10 to hit.
You're gritting your teeth as you feel your blood running down the side, and you're staggered as the thing tries to take you down.
Okay.
And then Marcus, what are you doing?
I'll do an accent surge and I'll go for it again.
Okay, everything starts slowing down.
That is a 25 to hit.
Everything starts slowing down
Sure.
everything starts slowing down with preternatural speed. Your left foot drops back as it's trying to yank you off balance, almost like a skipped frame, and you drive it down. One hand, dominant hand here, left hand on the pommel, and you skewer it. Go ahead and roll damage.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
This is one of the larger ones, so it's not quite dead.
But damage. And then, do I attack for Emilios? Or because he already killed that one?
He killed that one, and
But that was because it was an opportunity of coming into his range?
Yep. Well, he was holding. He was readying that action, but he actually does get. He does get 2. There's only one more that he can hit, so he gets another attack. Go ahead and roll for him.
That is a 6, but
Which is still high enough. Okay.
this
Yeah.
guy rules.
Yeah, roll damage.
Was it a greatsword for him too as well?
No, he's still sword and boarding.
Okay. 3.
Die 8, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot.
For the Gladii.
7.
And that
Train well.
yeah, that one is dead. Yeah.
Nice.
6.
Beautiful.
Alrighty.
Lovely.
So your sister is moments away from having her entire leg ripped off.
Yeah, that's okay. How close? Well, I'm right on top.
Yeah, no, you're right. Your guys are right there.
Is it latched in?
Yep.
And just ripping it away?
Yeah, and it's strong enough that it's gonna tear the flesh from the bone, and she's done.
All right. Well, I want to save her and her leg, but I don't really know what to do. So I'm going to take a swing with my cudgel right at his fucking right at his face.
Okay.
Good idea. Come on, baby.
7.
7. Okay. You're shaking. You're shaking. You swing wide. Your hulking brother shoves in and tries to bring his improvised maul down on its spine. Go ahead and roll to hit for him.
4, whatever his stats are.
Woo. Okay. Yep. Not sufficient for that. Boom, boom, boom. That's probably the only person. And Auntie!
Oh, God.
Your son runs forward and tries to kick it. And
He's helping.
he's helping, but he gets tied. He gets snug up against the rope, and doesn't make it. These two fell. Oh no! You specifically said Agrippa was. Whew. Guys, this is weird. I'm like rolling 1s and 2s and 20s back here. This is kind of.
Got his middleman.
This is the theme of the night. Okay. Yeah, that got its attention because he does have a plus. He's not as strong as your brother, but he's pretty damn strong. So, yeah, this is getting congested. Shoving off of this corpse, Agrippa gets in there, and he kind of has a cudgel similar to yours. He two-hands it. He drops his weight and just drives down as hard as he can, and you hear a and the thing is it's 1 point away from dead, so I'm going to make a con check for it. Yeah, it succeeded. It's going to try to kill her, and it's death throws. You're up.
Firing at it. I don't know the difference. I just know that it's the one that's attacking his.
His sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
Okay. Where do you place the arrow? Because there are a lot of bodies there, but you do have a shot.
As far as what do I see visible?
I mean, the head, the snout that's clamped on her, and you can see it about to rip the entire quad like off her body.
I'll shoot at the head then.
Okay. You can roll damage.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's
They hit it on John. It's like
16.
Oh my god.
wow.
Did it explode?
You hit it,
earth
so you feel the old power rising up in you, and that goes. That shoots. It has just a hint of the railgun effect, not quite to the not to the degree that Lady Vale's did last episode, but it's right there with even greater accuracy actually than her shot was. And when it hits, it's dead instantly, but you actually swing its head around hard enough that there is an audible.
Not that one.
Your sister faints.
Yeah.
Bro. The one that is closest to the middle hut.
I'm listening, hon.
Do I have like visible? Is it visible to me? I can't tell.
Yeah. If you can kind of see its tail thrashing around. So if you move over just a little, you have a line on it.
I'll do that.
Okay. As Nalishali's dealing with this thing back here.
Nobody knows you're back there. I know.
I mean, you can hear sounds of violence and mayhem. But yeah, go ahead.
So she's gonna pull mana from the ground, and it's gonna come up and go into her chest, and then she's gonna ignum, and
Okay.
a firebolt is just gonna come out in sort of a liquid form, like before.
It naturally also flows down from the sky because daytime, so it's even easier.
Oh, we are.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Roll to hit. Clear field of fire. Nothing stopping you.
Oh no.
Woo! Okay. The hut starts on fire.
Wait, really?
That is a 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. The hut starts on fire.
Sorry, I'm burning down this town.
Like I said, guys, it's just this is all feast or
You guys
famine
see those
tonight.
Utini comes
This is either like 20s or 1s or 2s and stuff.
I was like, who did that? I don't know.
Oh man.
Those Kiski aren't rubbing off on you for sure.
But
It wouldn't have changed anything in the round.
That would be so bad.
I have to keep in mind how like OP the sergeant is.
Wouldn't the Basrit, would it move at all because of the fire? Because you said they don't like the fire.
That's true.
It has not had a chance to react yet. And remember, that's the one that she burnt pretty badly. That's why it was disoriented this round.
She's just gonna yell out, "Shit!" and then
There are still these two
Yeah.
on Titus. Yeah.
Yeah, they're right there with me, and I would like to stab, throw my knife, throw my hatchet at the one closest.
The hatchet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go for it.
That's I don't know if there's I'm guessing it's a +5.
Yeah,
so it's a
+5.
19.
Actually, it probably only has one chance to rotate because of how close you are. Roll a die 6, -1.
Die 6 -1.
Because you are lethal.
Nice.
Okay, but not that lethal. And that one,
that's good.
that one I think was undamaged. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was
training
that was okay. I mean, it's that's a solid thunk. That's your best effort. You get your body weight into you. You get your rotation in there. Just the whole thing. Okay, Amelius is actually next because like I said, I keep forgetting this kid. Make 3 attacks for him.
That is a 17.
That's a hit.
A 15.
Okay.
And a 19.
Okay.
He's making me look bad.
Amelia.
Get off, my lord! Make 3 damage. 3 damage rolls. Okay.
4.
That one's dead.
7.
Damn.
1.
Yeah. So he goes through and just finishes, just is cleaving into these things. I mean, there's a reason he's called the best sword in Juramentum.
Yep. I can't wait to have that many attacks.
He looks at you. Apologies, Domini. Because you see, I mean, you're.
Yeah, I cracked my. It's fine.
So now you're up.
Okay.
You have your good friend.
Okay, so at this point, now I'm going to do shadow armor.
Okay.
Right?
You can, but you can't attack if you also do shadow armor.
Hold on, let me think. Okay.
Choices.
Okay.
You do have the plus 1 die 6 for basically anything you do to this will damage it pretty badly.
Fuck it
Oh,
up.
that's true.
Fuck it up.
That's true. All right.
You have your little hatchet.
Sickle this shit. I'm gonna pull my sickle out.
Sickle or hatchet?
Um,
If you say sickle,
I'm
we're going
saying
with sickle.
sickle,
Okay.
but now I'm guessing myself.
No.
Right?
It's fine. It's fine. We're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull my sickle out, and I'm going to kind of swerve to the side of this and reach down under its neck and try to slice it under the neck.
All right, go for it.
Come on.
Fiery. Powerful.
Not bad.
What
Plus
do I
5.
add to that?
Plus 5, so
Yeah.
15.
15.
15. So roll 1 die 4 for the sickle, and
That's
then
the die 4.
Yes.
the pyramid.
And
Give me a good one, baby.
Yeah, we'll start with there. 1. Okay.
1. Now roll the.
And then roll 1 die 6
1 die
for the scorn of the
Why
night.
do they make so many? Okay.
All right. So you do score the mark, and you do get you get around the spines because I really like your description. But yeah, she does. You do have a plus 1 to strength.
Oh yeah.
But it's still. I won't say 3 points of damage is not superficial to these things, but it's not a death blow.
Okay.
As it squirms and moves around and tries to
Just a flesh wound.
turn to get you.
Is that with the whatever she had surrounding it?
Yep. Yep. All right, so that's going on, and you out of the God. So she's out. You hear one of the Myrmidons say "fuck" when he sees the fire.
Sorry.
To that, they're used. I mean, this is Amelius's decury, Donnie, so they're used to him and how he does. So they're ready for those things to be dead. They were actually expecting it.
So I'm up.
So those two, yeah, they could chuck some more pylum.
What?
All right, good.
You might be up. I mean, you might.
That's the pylum.
person.
Yeah. And you did 6 to that already. Okay. This thing is looking on this poor thing. This thing's looking on
Poor
death's
thing.
door. So it has the arrows sticking out of it. Now it has a pylum sticking out of it. That's going on. So for the fellowship, you are next.
I'm next. Okay. Yeah, after any of those kills, this one, I'll be like, thank you. Start cracking my neck, and I'm gonna start stepping over them, and I'm gonna do like a second wind and see that charge up in my eye to heal myself as my bonus action. So as I start to kind of limp towards that last one, it's gonna just become more of a casual walk, and I'm just gonna walk up to it and attack the one that's by the fired.
Okay.
Yeah. So the second wind should heal.
Yep. Roll for
which
second
is
one.
3, 5.
5. Yep. So you feel most of that wound.
Yep.
As you pull that chosen
spit
essence
out
up,
blood.
spit out some blood. Your flesh reknits.
And just entirely walking by the fire, just intimidating the fuck out of it while it's just kind of like, I imagine like a rat in a corner, like
As you're
running away.
as you're moving, I realize people teleport around battlefields, but basically as you're walking toward it, because it is pretty quick, it runs.
Oh, okay. Well, the good thing is I still have my pylum on me.
Okay, so as it tries to run, I will let you.
As it and just kind of size it up and just whip it right.
And it's not smart; it doesn't know to Yeah. Go around the corner. Doesn't understand geometry.
Yeah, so that is 14 plus 4, 20 to hit.
Nice.
And then a 1d6 plus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 9 damage.
Technically 1d6 plus 1 plus 4, but yeah.
Plus, yeah, I
Yeah,
just wrote it
because of
down.
that. All right, so yeah, no, this thing is dead as disco. You pin it.
As it's running, I want to hit it and then have it
Disco is
hit
alive
and
and
stick
well.
to the other hut, like kind of
Not dead.
suspended. Just because I used that extra second windage,
did
or whatever would be closest to it.
I'm gonna, you know
I
what?
want it to look cool.
I'm gonna say you changed. No, that's fine. This is so. I guess this is. How do you send it to hell?
Yeah, if it entirely like as it's running through the back of it, all you'd see is like right here at that point, the pylon goes through and the weighted point of it hits it and actually uses that momentum to carry it. So there's like a decent amount of iron sticking out with that pylon arrowhead and have it fly forward and hit.
You did 9 damage on it. Yeah. Okay. So you actually peg it hard enough to lift the body and.
That's exactly what I wanted. And it's on fire because it's on the fiery hut.
Not quite yet, but it's gonna get. It's about to. That fire is gonna spread.
Yeah, and just a scream out, intimidate as much as I can.
So you hear him roar and bellowing over there.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I drop the cudgel and kneel next to my sister, on a hand on my holy symbol. Lord of Light, please heal my sister. And just lay my hand directly on her.
Make a religion check.
Six. Not much.
Not much.
7.
You feel that same sacred flame rising up in you, Randy. You feel the heat, the pulse, the warmth. And you can also feel your own fear. And you know in that moment that it is not that your entreaty has fallen on deaf ears. It is that you, as a vessel, are insufficient. And you can hear it. You can hear your pulse pounding now, ringing in your ears. I will let you make her con save.
Come on, baby.
God, man.
Okay.
You guys get all the 20s, I get the 3s.
I'm right there with you.
Okay, so she is moments away from expiring.
No.
What are you doing?
I turn,
"'Tis costly, I send you!"
and he fires an arrow at
At the creature. Okay.
the creature. Just
Just
for the
wasted an
audience,
action.
I have sneak attacks, really more like a distraction bonus.
So not well named, yes.
Yes, if I do hit. That will be a 17.
That is the thunk.
And then that's a 10 plus 3, 13.
13? Yeah, more than enough. You drew that. You staple it to the ground. And
Thanks, Merrick.
okay.
Thank you.
Immediately after, what are you doing?
I am calming myself, taking 2 deep breaths,
Okay.
trying to breathe out the fear. And I'm going to try to stabilize her instead, using a can.
You hear the keening shriek of your mother-in-law,
I don't
of
care.
Hortensia.
Like, I'm just completely blocking that out. She's my only priority right now.
I will let you roll one more time.
Fuck me, please go. I got a 4.
Okay. So as you
Fates.
try and you see, of course, your sister ran up to defend you, you can feel the life force flow from her body out. We're out of rounds.
As they turn back to, I kind of see him holding her like that. I want to run up and actually take the pylon that's sticking out of the burning building and kind of break it off just so I have that metal iron, and then run up and try to tourniquet and then seal the wound and cauterize it.
Give me a medicine check. Soul hasn't departed yet.
That's a 17. 18 minus 1.
She is really tough. Randy, make one more con check for her. You're going to have to get one good roll out of all this, or she's still dead, even with him going to heroic lengths.
I got a 5.
All right. So you do everything. You do everything humanly possible. You move swiftly, correctly. You cauterize the wound as you've been taught, even, which is a pretty advanced medical technique. All for naught. And you know that you're cauterizing a corpse, a fresh corpse.
Can we use a fate point for this?
Actually, can I use a fate point?
They're all.
Or is it something
Is this
that...
towards the
You,
fate?
it has to be toward the glorious destiny. I will, which is still unknown. I will allow that. Yes.
Team, is it alright if I use a fate point?
Save her.
Your sister?
Do you want to make a religion? Do you want to make another religion check? Do you want to go that
Versus
route, or
a-
do you want to try to go medicine?
Medicine. I'd like to go medicine this time.
Your medicine's going to be rough.
Okay. I'll go with religion then.
Okay.
Please. I got a 14 this time.
Oh my god.
Shit. All right, record that, Anika. So she's dead. You know it. You're cauterizing a corpse. You know it. You've seen death plenty of times. You know the moment when the soul flees the form. You're walking around, and you have a different perspective, but you too know the moment that the soul flees.
I feel the soul fleeing, and as I do, I scream out. I reach up for it. I just pull it back down.
Oof.
I love that so much.
Okay.
No! Right into her.
And for only the second time in centuries, there's a flare of golden light.
Oh my god. I just pull her to me immediately.
And she doesn't quite faint again, but she's completely out of it. Her husband is running up, Servillia! Servillia! And he claws just stupidly, his feeble form clawing at you to get her. You hold him off for just a second, and then he grabs you as well as her, and he just starts sobbing like a child. I mean,
I'm right there with
there's no restraint. There's just sobbing like a child.
I'm
I'm
right
gonna...
there with him.
Katrin's gonna run up to Titus, and we gotta go.
No.
We have to go.
I need to get to the healing hall. I need to go ahead of you.
We need to go.
And I want to kind of throw on a donkey, and I'll just start sprinting with her and have you guys kind of pack up and go along with me.
Is she good enough to travel at this point?
We gotta move her.
Like a sprinting kind of feel, or would it be wagon kind of stuff?
You
Throw her in the wagon.
You don't know. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to be obnoxious as the GM. So her wounds look basically gone, but there's a gray pall to her, and you know that she's like almost just exhausted onto death.
If we move it too quick, she won't die.
She needs to get to Granny.
Do I know if there's any disease associated with these things, or just from my experience?
Not off the top of your head, no.
Okay. Just want to make sure there's nothing like around that.
Yeah.
Can I stabilize her? Try to stabilize her again? Or is she already stabilized at this point?
Rahff has had her fill of blood today. Most likely you will not need to be in such a rush. And you see a woman, middle-aged, effortlessly composed, who looks honestly like a deranged older version of Katrin.
No, it's not me.
No, it's not. It's
The other you.
It's not the Archmaga at all.
Chill.
And just so you'll know, she had come around. She walks just a little bit around the hut, stops, and takes a long moment to look over the carnage.
Can I assess her?
You may. What are you looking for?
Her intent, or just her being. Is she smiling? Is she?
Okay.
Is our intent to do something?
She looks obsessive. That part's obvious. Make a insight check.
Oh yeah, that would be 24.
Satisfied. And in fact, as you're satisfied, and in fact, as your eyes fall on her, because you're still up, she looks at you. Oh yes, the one who had given me such interesting dreams. You and I will have congress with one another, for Rahff stirs now as well.
Holding my act, I literally have the.
Look at Titus.
Yeah. I'll get up and start to walk over and be like, what do you want, witch? Yeah. Just immediately that's
She's smart. She's
like the sword out directly, not breaking at all. What do you want?
to tell you all, these people I have seen so often and so well. Yes, I have seen you. Not you. I have seen the rest of you, though, and so hither I came. It is an important moment in the unspooling of the threads that we exist in.
Speak plainly, witch. What are you here for?
I am. Do you not see the temple laid out before you? Mistress of the bloody soil, Rahff has come. She bids you welcome, and she too would have a place at the table. In fact, she already does.
Can I do a religion check to understand if I know who Rahff is?
Sure. Yeah, that's Rahff for those of you who...
R-A-H-F-F. Especially when she mentioned that in my dreams.
Sure.
Come on, I'll get a really good roll. Not that great.
Can I make a history check? See if I've ever heard of it.
That would be more like more like religion. No, yeah, religion.
Yeah, I would want to make it.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm too out of it. I'm just...
No, you're cradling your sister.
Crit! Sorry.
Shut up! Yeah!
Okay. 23?
Okay. You shouldn't. I'm just gonna run with her.
Yeah.
That's quit last time too.
I did?
At the end there, yeah.
Well, maybe it's the trend. Okay, so when you're fighting for your existence, then initially you have to make sure that's happening at the very end of an episode, since you're gonna crit every time.
True.
Okay. You shouldn't have this knowledge. So Rahff is not one of the deities of your background. And yet what you feel with that is the rush of the bloody soil that respects the triumvirate of your three main gods. It respects their domain. It respects their power in space. But the witch is speaking truly. You are on Rahff's soil now. You are passing through this place. And with that, with kind of your uncanny insight, you try to think of how to phrase this exactly. You're able to know that this woman is not necessarily a friend, but what you see in her is that she is here to be Rahff's emissary, and so she has a mission. Take that for what you will.
Okay. Can I ask her a question?
Sure. Yeah. You come out from it. Yeah.
I imagine we all go up together.
Yeah. I'm going to ask her, witch, how far from here does the bloody soil extend?
Far, but it will come much farther. For there is much blood to be shed. Whose and how? That is not yet writ. You are why I was originally bothered by the dreams and the portents. For some trick of fate, oh yes, you, little Kithki, you, chain slipper, you, who will soon attempt to speak with the Magna Mater and be met with my mistress in her stead. I will bar you no further. She takes a step back. The people of Memoria know of Rahff. And no, I am not the cause of their fleeing. The Basrit were. She looks at you. Although I admit, they do tend to follow in my wake.
You brought them here.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't cut your head off.
Young Lord. Young Red Lord. And when she says that, something ripples through you, and you can hear the screams. You can feel the crunch of the man's mandible under your mailed fist in the house. I invite such a thing, if you wish.
Lord Titus, no! Do not give in to your... He stops.
Piss off, witch. And I'm just gonna turn and start to get everyone gathered up. It's like, I don't have time for this bullshit.
She gives you the mockery of a courtly bow.
Yeah.
and then walks out of line of sight.
Yeah, we need to get her. Double time. Pick everybody up. Let's go.
Go ahead and make that your religion check now. I want to see if you're aware of Rahff as an entity.
5.
5. No. Okay. So this is
I had a 14, but I don't know if that's even good enough.
all news to you. No.
As
Rahff
I hear that read and I hear that in my mind, can I kind of do like either a history or insight or any type of check to see what the fuck she was talking about?
I mean, you're welcome to make an insight check.
She did refer to Magna Martyr as almost like...
Actually, Corey, because you are Kithki, it is high enough.
Corey gets
Whoa,
a
I can whisper. The one and only probably the whole campaign.
The Darkeport sidebar, as we're telling Steve Burns, if you're enjoying the music today, please go ahead and check it out. Oh my goodness.
Water tastes so good from
I'm the
these
only
bottles.
person who doesn't get one yet.
Please.
How about that? Go on to the Darkeport store. You can have your own things.
Oh my god.
Not necessarily evil, though,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
A
the bloody
witch.
soil. It's the mistress of the bloody soil, not mother of the bloody soil. Mistress of the bloody soil. There's a difference.
Ooh.
Saucy.
So if you had to sum her up in a single phrase, it would be the choser of the slain.
Choser of the slain?
The choser of the slain. Yep. And she is present at every. She is present in the aftermath and the wake of every act of violence.
Ooh. Oh.
So if I would have killed her, she would have just came back. It sucks.
Remains to be seen. She doesn't cause death,
Right.
but
She waits for it.
she is there.
A ferryman. Woman.
And from a meta perspective, Allie, you can see how that would relate to your mistress. Not one and the same, but how one would respect the other.
Yeah.
Okay. And we continue on. Do you want to hustling his? You know what? You do have. I feel bad because I've given short shrift to some of these other characters. So Selaya's best friend here is one of the Myrmidon. He's a pretty good healer as well as a hell of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a medicine check for Karzu, his Kithki friend.
That is, for me, it'd be -1, but an 18 on a straight roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. So he inspects her, and he says, "Domini, I think she's gonna recover. There's already a little bit more color to her cheeks."
We need to get back as soon as possible.
Aye. And indeed, as that scene unspooled and you were holding her, Servillia slowly begins to revive under the combined love of you, of yourself and her husband and her other brother. And of course the children are sobbing there around there, and Agrippa's just muttering, "I should have been faster. I should have been faster. I should have been fast." The one who brought all of his weight down.
You were fast enough. Or should have been better. You have to go. Thank you so much.
Right. Of course.
I'm gonna carry her.
Okay.
At least to the cart before we have to start double timing it.
Dominic, I'll be right behind.
Right.
I'm gonna go just check to see if I can find out what direction. I mean, I want to make sure I get an idea of what direction the village fled, basically, so I can come back.
You look, if it was fleeing, it was in a pretty orderly fashion, and you're looking at the order of the tracks, and it looks like they fled ahead of these Basrit coming in, because they went west and the Basrit came in from the west.
But they were either warned.
Something.
The wooden horse has nothing to do with this religion.
As far as you know, but what I told you is basically the extent of what you know about your dark counterparts.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
As everyone's packing up and going, I do kind of want to linger back and kind of like keep an eye on her and kind of slowly like just looking at her to make sure
Servillia, his sister. Okay.
Oh no, the witch.
Oh, she disappeared out of line of sight.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of like look around to see if she's gone or anything,
So as you pass, you see her probably about like here or so. So she's pretty clever. She was using the hut to make it appear like she had vanished. Mm-hmm. And you don't see her for a while. But as the entire mass of this party, miraculously, still all intact.
Thank the fates.
With the expenditure of a fate point, like you felt a presence with a capital P, heavy, like thumb on the scales, heavy. When you were reaching up, you don't know that you could ever do that again in your life, Randy. I'm just going to warn you as the GM. Okay. I'm not threatening you. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just
those fate points are very rare.
Yeah, that's why I asked if we was like, is it all right?
Well, yeah, and also just so that the audience doesn't think I was like over-favoring her. Servillia, like she's a survivor, and one of her, like some of her just unique traits, she's very, very tough. So like the normal villager, like if her husband had been bitten that way, he would have been dead. So she's not chosen, but for a non-chosen, extremely resilient. All right, as you're going by, she's watching you, and in the same way that there was the mockery of a bow, but there was a bow. Mm-hmm. You see her with her hands. Sorry, Justin. Not to just pop up, but you see her with one foot. What's the classical pose?
Plie?
Contra post. I'll have to look it up. Sorry, vocabulary fail. But it's a classical pose where she's back on one leg, the left leg's slightly out, and she has her hands laced like this. There is a sense of deep serenity.
Okay.
As you walk by, and she observes.
In the very back of the cart, and then as everyone kind of continues forward, I do want to walk up and be like, "Am I the red?"
Not yet. And this time, there's no mockery when she gives you a
and I
closed
actually give
bow.
her a bow too.
What did you make on that insight check, Donnie?
I didn't make it yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Keep on rolling hot.
That is a 15 minus 1, 14.
The player got it already. Now the character does. That's exactly what she was referencing.
Okay.
Who you might yet devolve into before this war is over. And now you know war is coming. You already knew that intellectually.
Yeah,
Now
I've had
you
the
feel
screens and the ships, and I'm like, okay.
Now you feel it. Yeah.
She's here for that.
Yep. Yep.
It's like,
It's gonna be good, baby. It's gonna be good eats.
Good
It's gonna be
feed.
good eats. It's gonna be a frickin' buffet before this is over. So, y'all scoot through, and I know that our time draws short with our faraway friends, but I just want to set the scene. All of the Juramentum, even you, because it is your home now, at least your temporary shelter on this earth. But when you see the homesteaders and you see the farms beginning, you see the wooden palisades start up. So not hardened, but for homesteaders it's hardened defenses. Your sister, the seneschal of the city, your grandsire, they've all been working tirelessly to try to improve the infrastructure, the defensive infrastructure, as well as the day-to-day infrastructure, because they're not stupid, and they too know that trouble is on the horizon. Your job is a lot more focused and singular. It's to make the Myrmidons as fit as possible.
Offense or defense.
And you're doing a hell of a job. You're doing a hell of a job at that. So as y'all get past that, you have this almost comical moment where you're like, oh, this must be Juramentum. And you go past the first row of homesteaders. It's like, those are some right nice fields. And then you go past a pigsty, and then, oh, that's how they do it here. Then you go past another group of homesteaders and a third group of homesteaders.
So much.
And finally, off in the distance, Randy, you see a sight that your eyes and none of your kith and kin have ever seen before, which is, yeah, I believe that's an accurate statement of all these characters. I'm trying to hold 30 backstories in my head, sorry. So, city walls. You're seeing city walls, and you've seen walls around, of course, that the cowardly magistrate hid behind. These dwarf those. And there is safety.
His sister, right?
She's looking healthier.
She is in the, yeah, because it took you about another day to get here.
So the rush to see Granny wasn't as needed after all of this.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was
She looked on death's door, but as she was in motion, she just that frickin' dirt tough resiliency kicked in, and she rubbed some dirt on it and walked it off.
I am super helicoptering around her right now, so.
Get off me!
Can't.
Get off me! It's just a scratch now, Mom. And, well, it is. And there's, like the flesh is a bit tender there, but that's
You
it.
ain't allowed to die. Ever.
I'd like to see that one.
We'll work on it. I'm gonna hurt her just again, because
Your wife, Alba, of course, she loves her sister-in-law too, and in her quiet way, as you come up to the city gates. Again, another wonder. I'll go into more detail on that next episode, maybe. I know you had some plans when you reached safety, and we'll do all of that. She looks at you. I just got to thinking, she's gonna die in these walls. Well, a long way from home. A real long way.
yeah. Or it could be thought that we are exactly at home now.
I don't want to be away from home.
Ah, love, come here.
I really don't.
None of us did. But this is the fate and the path that Thorn has given us. We ain't need to like it. We just need to be strong enough to face it.
I guess that's a good thing then. I like the way you smell.
Oh.
She
Shucks.
kisses you. She kisses you.
We gather up all the kids at this point with us. Because it's just need some family time with us.
Yeah, no, the kids almost saw one of their fiercest protectors and go down. I mean, in a absolutely grisly way. Your Maria, your 10 winter daughter, twin, she has just been silent, which is unusual for her since that happened. Her eyes are big as saucers, and she's just been staring and staring and staring at her aunt, at your sister, just been staring at her. Okay, and that is where we will pause the story. We still have to go around and have just a few reflections. We can go ahead and, go ahead and blow that one off. So, swiftly, because I know I'm already over budget, run around and let's go around. Let's start and go this way. One thing that moved, surprised, or intrigued you, Anika?
I think the one thing that moved me was seeing the most family man almost lose someone very important, and having that. I mean, you're walking into a new city and it's like you're about to lose someone, and it's having that emotional damage, essentially, would taint anything that happened after that. And I'm very, very glad that she's alive.
I am impressed at your sang-froid as a player. That you frickin' remembered the mechanic of fate points in the middle of all of that.
I am not going to let no one die right now.
Like, well done, girl.
I had already
done.
written her off. I very much appreciate you bringing that up.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah. I was like, hold up, not from this shit.
Those could be used for for one of us dying too. So appropriate though. I think it's very appropriate right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're very critical guys.
They are, but I think it was well used because you are coming into this, like, you're coming to our city. It's
And not under the pall of death at this time.
Yeah, no,
Right.
no, that absolutely would have. No, awesome, thank you.
Just like the Kuan got saved, we now have your
Yeah.
family got saved, and there'll be farmers. Trust me, it's gonna help us in the
We'll
long
get
run.
there.
Weisa, what?
So much is going on.
Intrigued, delighted, or surprised you,
so
my
many
dear?
things. I was impressed that you got one of your men to go with Lady Vale. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, nice.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
well, that was
baller.
also really good.
That was baller. And
You're making some moves. I'm keeping track of all that, Donnie. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm not forgetting any of that.
and yeah, creepy woman coming at the bloody massacre, death. It's interesting. I'm just taking that in still.
You're taking it in. All right.
Soil.
Yeah.
As Weisa realizes that the world of the Celestial is a lot more crowded than what she was raised
Exactly.
with.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what she's taking in.
I felt a soul. Like, I physically felt a soul.
Fair enough.
And pulled it back down, which was a validation that we actually do have something else that goes on and up and away. It was,
Ooh, yeah.
because we've always taken it as faith, right? We never really knew. But
You can't know
yeah,
until that moment.
and now I know. It's like we all have souls. It's going to be important here coming up soon.
It will. No, thank you. Thank you for that. Allie.
I thought it was interesting that Tess Cotley showed herself to Weisa. I don't think I knew that she had a connection like that with her before.
Slightly different facet of her, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was interesting to see that it wasn't just me and the party with that connection. And then it's just similar thing was learning how crowded it is in like the divine being realm. And
There's a lot of stuff going on, guys.
like there's just like there's so much. Like it just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. And you're like, well, who's got the power where? So yeah, that part's really interesting and also just very moving with the sister and
Crazy.
Thanks, son.
Well, the audience doesn't know the details of my backstory as a slave, and what I will reveal is, as like a prisoner of war, I was pretty much tortured to pretty much death's door, and I just faced someone who was in my dreams during that period, watching me and probably taunting me and waiting for me, and Merrick is now reflecting on that, and it's mentally having a recall again, and we will see where that comes when we get back next week.
Chain slipper. Ooh, I love that. The second
Chain slipper.
That was amazing. I was like, damn.
Sometimes you don't know. That was not something I thought about ahead of time. But sometimes you don't know it. You don't know these characters until you're actually embodying them, and then you know them. Like it's prep is one thing, but actually doing it,
That was awesome.
with the flow of energy
I was
is
very
different.
impressed. Feel bad we made Catherine cry.
First cry!
That was a little rough.
I was very thankful for it to be a silly kind of beginning start, and it kind of gives that dramatic, like, oh man, now it's real, where that was like, oh yeah, somebody's in love with you, and then it's like, you almost lost your sister. And then someone, because everyone else has had like that type of prophecy thing, and that's the only person that has ever made it clear to Titus that she knows his nightmare. And that's insane to him. Yeah.
You may be seeing her again.
No.
We will.
And with that, dear faraway friends, we all thank you for giving us the greatest gift that there is, which is your time. Thank you so much for your continued well wishes, your support, your insights, If you want to share that with us after this is over, feel free to leave a comment. I will respond to all of them, such as they are right now. But it's fine. We're doing the thing, and we will hope to see you here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, on Tuesday. Until then, take care of yourselves out there and stay curious. Thank you.
Hi.